only captures from the screen.
I thought it though. I know they have them. That's stupid.
Because I think that was when you were having trouble. You were making something with PowerPoint that you wanted to upload to your channel. I was like, well, you could do it on the phone with the screen capture.
Well, it's not what I thought it was. I thought it let me. Now how the heck do I get out of here?
Do you have to? Oh, do you have to drag? On mine, you have to drag down from your notification screen and it. You have to go. And does it have a stop button?
Yeah, here's a DU recorder. Let's see. Sorry, you can't start recording while streaming live. Well, duh.
Is there a way to stop? Is there a stop button up there?
Okay, let's see. Okay, let me try. Yeah, there is an X. Let me try the X. You can't exit the live window while streaming live. Are you fucking serious? Now I really got myself into it. What the hell? So this doesn't work. That doesn't work. Let's try this. Recording toolbar. Screenshot watermark. Well, it sucks. Ah.
The only reason I've used it is like if I have a live wallpaper, I want to show someone who can't be in the room to see it.
Yeah, and I like that aspect too, but I don't. I thought it let me do more than that. That's a shame.
But it's none of my business. I was just with the way the week has been going, we've just been pulling so far apart. I thought, now he's got a girlfriend. And
no. Hardly.
Which I don't care if you get a girlfriend.
I don't. And I don't want. I can't afford, and I have no time and no interest, and I know how it's going to end. It's going to end badly. You know.
I just want you to be happy, and I just feel like I'm continuing to fail in that capacity, and I just don't know how to fix it.
I think a lot of us, I'm just worried about the fact that we're doing different things and that it's going to have an effect on you, and you're going to feel that, you know, we're pulling away from each other, even though.
But you are pulling away from me, and we haven't even really been doing different things.
I guess that's what I'm worried about, though. I'm just worried that because we do different things, it's going to cause us to kind of split apart.
Like this week we haven't done anything different, but we've been pulling apart.
But we like different things. I mean, you like to watch your stuff, and I like to watch my stuff, and that's a big difference. We spend a lot of time away from each other because of that. You know. So that kind of worries me. I probably have a lot of worries like that. You know?
So that's why you've been distant this week?
A little bit. I mean, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff at work too. I just felt really isolated at work. Some days I feel like I don't fit in. Part of it is I don't want to get to know anybody, to be honest. And again, I feel like I kind of have to, or I'm going to stick out, you know?
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel.
So it's like I'm going to go along. And this thing about the research, I worry about. I got to tell Stefan and Jay Yaffe, and they're not going to be happy about it, but they both know that I'm teaching 5 courses. And she's always the first person to say, along with Tim, well, you know, we hired you just as an instructor. So, you know, but I just don't want to.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, but not what they're thinking, you know?
It's what they're saying, but it's not how they're acting. I mean, even Hong, after I told
because that's not what they're thinking, yeah. That's because.
I mean, even after I sat down and I had this conversation with Hong, and he said he understood. He sends me this huge fucking proposal he's working with University of Central Florida. I'm not on the grant, but he sends this to me. There's another woman called Haj. She's a higher up in one of the other like learning centers, and Jay Yaffe. And it's like he wants us to read it and give us our input. And presumably he's going to probably want me to work on it with him at some point, even after I told him this. So I have to sit down with everybody and just tell them, you know, I'm not doing any research-related work this semester minimum. You know, and the other thing is I just don't want to work that hard. I'm only making $45,000 a year. you know, if I was making 75 or 80,000, I probably would put in the extra effort because I'd be like, you know, that's a house in about 5 years, you know.
But it's also your first year too. You really have to get your courses.
I know it's a lot of work. And the other thing is, Hong always tells me a story about this guy who came here and had a lot of promise, but he got overworked and was teaching 5 classes and tried to do research and couldn't do it. I mean, he tells me these stories and then he turns around and does just the opposite. And it's like teaching a first year, especially teaching statistics. It is really hard to teach well. I mean, people don't realize how hard it is to teach statistics well. For an entire semester, to really give them a grasp of what statistics is and how it works. It's very hard. I put a lot of time into that class. You know, and with me, like a lot of the people there, I mean, there are people that like don't do shit. I mean, Greg Spradlin, for example, he teaches 2 fucking classes, 2 sections of the same class, and he's not doing research. Okay? It's like if I could teach 2 sections of calculus that I've taught for like 10 years, all right, and not do any research. Okay?
Is it because he's not as good as you that they don't expect him to do research?
He's a fucking professor. That's why. Once you become professor, you get a lighter load. You know, but it's like, I mean, a lot of people there, they take the point of view that like once they've taught the class so many times, they just don't do anything new. But to me, teaching is an art. It's a craft. And I mean, I'll never get to the point where my statistics course is perfect. I'll always be finding new things that people are doing and new articles and new data and new stories, you know. I mean, I always work. I mean, here's the thing. Teaching may not be the be all and end all. It may not be the thing that I even like to do, but whatever I do it well. You know, if I'm going to do something professionally, I'm going to do a good job at it, irrespective of everything else, you know. And it's like, it's hard to do really well.
I would think they'd appreciate that, but...
And I'm sure they do. I know I'm sure that at the end of the day, they realize that's the most important thing because they are supported by the students. They're not a research institution, especially our department. But I've just been having that, and I just came to this decision this week and just kind of realized, you know what, I'm not having fun. This is way too much stress. I'm just not going to do this. You know? So we'll see what happens, but and I feel like I'm disappointing people. People think I should. It's like it's just one project. You should be able to handle research and teaching, you know.
I think if you had all your classes dialed in, if you had the curriculum dialed in, everything dialed in, it wouldn't be as big a deal. But I mean, you've got to do lesson plans and homework
And the thing about it is, you know, on the one hand, I love the fact that we get to do our own thing, but there's very little sort of collaboration or talking even among teachers. You know, there's very little like back and forth and conversation. I got thrown this upper level course. I didn't get any help from anyone. Tim gave me access to his Canvas course last year, but you know, like I can't go into his office and ask him, hey, how long do you spend on this? Like somehow I'm just magically supposed to know. You know, I'm going really slow right now. I don't know. I may not get through all the stuff in the book, but you know, I don't know what else to do. So it's kind of weird in the sense that like we get to do our own thing, but people really don't talk about how they teach a great deal, which is kind of sad because I think that's important. To watch other teachers and learn from them and see what works and have those sorts of conversations. The Japanese do that a lot, and they're really, really successful at that.
Didn't they do that at Ball State too? It seemed like either you were being observed or you were observing.
We're observed. I mean, that's just part of the university curriculum. We're observed like once a year, which is kind of stupid because they even tell you when they're coming in, so you know that person's going to be prepared.
That's at Embry-Riddle? Or was that at Ball State?
Ball State. Here they don't even observe you, which is even weirder. You know, the way you should do it is you should just walk in unannounced. That's how you should do it. Because that's when you're really seeing what the teacher's actually like.
Would it seem weird if you asked if you could shadow somebody or?
You know, I've talked about doing that, and I've always been a little reluctant. I've been worried people won't think I know what I'm doing because no one else seems to do it. But I wouldn't mind watching one or two people teach. There are a few people that I'd like to watch Mihail teach. I think he'd be an interesting person to watch. You know, in statistics, there's no one that I'd want to watch because they would just make me want to vomit my mouth, quite honestly. But calculus, there's a couple people I'd like to see teach. But I haven't so far. But there's just no interest in that sort of thing. It's amazing. You know, it's just a lot of talk, but no one does anything. So long story short, I've been really wrestling with this stupid research thing, and I just came to the decision this week. And hopefully it'll make my life easier. I'll have more time. I mean, I couldn't be sitting here with you right now if I hadn't decided that, probably. To be so paranoid about getting stuff done.
I don't want you to risk or jeopardize your job, though, just to spend time with me.
Well, like they said, I'm not getting paid to do that. I'm not getting paid to do research. I mean, if I want to move up in the ranks, I might have to do it later on, but, you know, I don't think my job's in jeopardy. I don't see that happening. You know, like I say, they hire people, they keep them on, and plus my background in statistics. They really need someone that has a statistics background. The problem is, I didn't tell you this, they're thinking of trying to get a data scientist. The big problem is that data scientists in universities make gobs of money. A newly minted PhD in data science gets over $100,000 starting salary.
Oh my God.
There's no one, I don't think there's anyone in our department that makes $100,000.
Wow.
So you're going to try to bring somebody in who makes more than anyone in our department. Good luck with that. Tim's like, do you think people would be upset? I was like, do you think they wouldn't?
Yeah.
You know, who wouldn't? People have been here like Jacob, like Elliot Jacobs, I was talking about. His wife talks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there forever. He's an excellent teacher. He wouldn't get upset. He's teaching all the engineers calculus really well, and someone from data science comes in and gets paid probably $30,000 more than he does. You know.
Jesus.
And he'd be a new person. They'd probably get someone, because if you got someone that actually had seniority, you'd be paying a lot more. You know, so a person who was older would want to come in and be
absolutely
like a full professor or assistant professor, and they'd ask for a higher salary because they'd already be making that amount of money.
Absolutely. What would be their motivation to teach there?
So you're going to let a newly minted PhD, has no experience, no significant experience teaching, all of a sudden come in and make more than anyone in the department? I just don't see that happening. You know, if they were smart, what they would do is train people within the department. That would be the smart thing to do. But
That'd absolutely be the smart thing to do. I don't know why they would even do it otherwise.
They're good at promoting people within the ranks, but if they could find a way to let people take some sort of equivalent to a PhD or do some sort of training, because data science is really, it's very open-ended these days. There's lots of ways you can get training. PhD means something more than online training, just online training, but they could find avenues, they could find ways of doing that. If they really wanted to. I mean, like, for example, you know, Greg Spradlin teaches 2 courses. Well, they could let Sharmista teach 2 courses of the same section and let her do a PhD down at University of Central Florida. And she would jump on that. Give her Tuesday, Thursday classes, let her take classes down there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, and pay for her education. That would be the smart thing. Because Sharmista's not going anywhere. She loves it here. So anyhow, but I've been wrestling with that, and I still haven't told all the people, but I'm okay with it. And partly because I want to do more things with you too. You know, I don't want to just be working all the time. I want us to have some time together also.
I mean, I'm used to, you know, the 9 to 5 grind. And the thing is, Ben used to work all weekend long. I mean, 24 hours. The difference with that was, though, that I was with him. So we still had to see each other.
And I don't want to. I don't want to work 24/7. You know, if I was getting paid a lot more, I'd consider it, but I don't want to. I did that for 30 some years. You know, it's like the old thing: work your fingers to the bone. What do you get? Bony fingers. You know, like I did that. It doesn't pay off.
Yeah, as far as you coming home from work and watching movies and me going in the bedroom, I expected that.
Well, I feel kind of bad because I feel like you take that as a sign that we're different and we're not made for each other. That's how I interpret it.
No, that's one of the things. That's one of the few differences we have that I kind of knew going in.
I get that impression with you because I don't know, you seem to bring it up, and when you say it, it sounds like a pejorative, and you see it as something that puts distance between it. But maybe I read it wrong.
The thing I don't like about our TV differences is that, and I'm probably wrong, I'm probably hypersensitive, but I feel like when I do watch TV in front of you, that my TV choices are being judged.
Of course not. That's ridiculous.
Well, like, you'll make comments like, I will never put on Murphy Brown again, after you were like, that doesn't raise your blood pressure? I was like, I will never watch that show
I
again.
wasn't judging. I just said it was so harsh and shrill. I wasn't judging your choice. I was just, I didn't like the shrillness. It's like, oh God, I watch TV to relax, and all these people are yelling. It's like, oh, it was just getting on my nerve. But I wasn't judging your choices.
I feel like you watch movies where people yell and there are explosions. I mean, there's way more decibels going on with what you watch. And I watched one show where they happen to yell, and I felt like, wow, this is like, wow.
But the thing is, like, when you're expecting comedy and you get that, I don't know, it's jarring to me. It's like, when I watch action film, I know what I'm going to see. And they aren't yelling. Somehow it's kind of different. Like, yelling is more like tension and strife, and I don't know. Maybe it's too much like real life. I don't know. But yeah, it just really was off-putting to me.
And it was germane to that episode. They don't yell in. I think that's probably the only episode they yell in. It was just that episode.
Probably. But and see, I didn't know that. Not watching Murphy Brown, I didn't know that. You know.
Yeah, that particular episode, that plot was about how they were all they're trying to be good liberals. And they're all lip service about it being, save the planet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that now.
Now.
I didn't judge your. I never judge your choices. We just like different things. One's not better than the other.
Yeah, I feel like
I
feel like I'm sure you feel the exact same way. I feel like every single day, without fail, I have to defend something that I do, and I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, sometimes. I don't know about every single day, but sometimes. And I'll be honest, I watch lots of schlocky films. I watch a lot of Rocky and stuff like that, which most people would consider brain dead and submental. But everyone has their own choices. I don't think there's any. I don't like people that think they're superior because they like a certain type of art form. I consider that really arrogant, snobby.
But I feel like you do. I feel like you do that. Like you.
I don't know why
you feel superior. Well, like last night, you said you would judge someone who was on a bowling league.
What's that?
You said even last night or the night before that you would judge someone who chose to be in a bowling league.
I just said I think I find it boring. I just find it kind of boring.
You said that you would feel superior to them, and I think sometimes you're that way about TV shows.
Maybe with the bowling a little bit. Yeah, maybe, but not with TV shows. I don't feel that way.
Because certainly some of the shows I watch are for dummies.
Again, the TV shows I don't judge people on at all. I mean, I may not have the same taste as them, but I don't judge them.
Some of them I put on just because they are stupid, and I just can have background noise. And
here's the other thing. The thing that I would judge are things that you don't watch, like people that like fishing shows, like fishing and hunting. I would definitely be judgmental about those, because I just think, I'm sorry, I just equate that with lower intelligence, and that's just me. But there are shows I would judge people for, but they're not the ones that you watch.
Well, like my Big Fat Fabulous Life and 90 Day Fiancé are considered, low level,
trailer trash shows.
Yeah, they're trailer trash shows.
Yeah, everyone has their guilty pleasures, though. It's like,
But it's background noise. It's just, that's what it is. It's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Or not even like My Big Fat Fabulous Life. It's not even a pleasure. It's just that there's absolutely nothing else on that's even remotely acceptable. It's like, if I gotta watch something.
Yeah, I don't judge you for that. I mean, it's like I like Kitchen Nightmares the same way. It's like a lot of drama and stuff like that, you know, and it's you know, it's nothing spectacular, but it's just kind of dramatic, and sometimes he teaches them a lesson, you know, and they learn, and sometimes they don't. And, you know,
My Big Fat Fabulous Life is even lower than that. It's just technically the TV could be off, but if the TV's off, I might as well be in bed sleeping. So let's just keep this on while I do YouTube and, you know, cruise the net. And I don't feel as lonely or I don't feel obligated to go to sleep if the TV's on. If the TV's off at like 10 o'clock at night, I feel like that's kind of like my signal that I need to go to sleep now. And I just,
But you won't.
But I won't.
But anyhow, you can put that on the bed. I don't judge you based on what you watch at all. The shows that I would judge you on, you don't watch.
You're judging me about that Human Beings show, which isn't even on anymore. But you did explain this because of the guy with the nice eyes.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't like you like it anyway. Even some of the trailer trash shows that I would judge people on, sometimes I like to watch them. Like every once in a while, I'll watch like the one where they make swords forged in iron or fire or whatever.
I never saw that one.
Oh, it's a stupid show, but like they get three people who think they know how to make swords, and we're talking like make swords from scratch, okay? Not like they know how to sharpen a blade.
Yeah, like medieval time.
Three people who have some metallurgical skills, and they have like a panel of judges, and the judges put this task to them, like they'll have to make a sword out of heaps from a scrap metal pile or whatever, you know, and then they'll go ahead and do it, you know. That's kind of close to hunting, but every once in a while I'll watch that just because it's kind of entertaining. And I don't know anything about that either.
Yes, and that's something that I might have a remote interest in, just because, you know, craft, making something that I can't do.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of fun because there's like a time limit. They have to get done in time and things. It's kind of like a cooking show. Like they mess up stuff, they have to go back and start over.
It's kind of like Project Runway with swords.
Yeah, it's more like it's more like the cooking shows. It's more like your cutthroat kitchen sort of thing. You know, it's more like that. And then at the end, they judge them and they tell what they look for and stuff like that. But a person that watched that a lot, yeah, I probably think they were kind of a little submental. But even some of those shows I like to watch now and then. And you have to watch Deadliest Catch one of these days. Seriously.
I've seen bits and pieces, clips here and there.
Man, I'll tell you. I got into it because I heard a joke by Bill Burr. Bill Burr had this really funny, I'll just say this quick. He had this really funny monologue where he was talking about Oprah. He said Oprah comes on one day and introduces this woman and says, she has the hardest job.
Yeah, she's a mother.
Yeah.
I heard the same bit. Yeah.
You ever seen Bill? Really? He's like, I thought those guys had Deadliest Catch catching a trap to the back of the head. But no, I didn't know it was a mother.
You know.
Any job you could do in your pajamas.
Yeah, I remember I heard the same bit.
He's hilarious. But that's what got me into it. I was like, okay, I have to watch this now. And I'll tell you, man, it's fucking... What those guys do, I don't know how they do it for any extended period of time. Physically, it is incredibly grueling.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of it. It is incredibly grueling.
I mean, they have guys that are like you know, marathon people. They like run marathons, do it, and they're like exhausted by half the shift.
The original, I don't know if it's still the original crew, but the captain of the original boat died.
I heard that, yeah.
And I didn't know they were still doing the show after he died, or if they just went on with the same crew without him, or if they had a new crew.
It is fucking grueling. I mean, the amount of time and the duration, the endurance, and then the shit they have to do when it's like freezing. I mean, they're out like on the Maine coast in the middle of winter, hauling in fish, and it's like it's dangerous. It's all fucked.
There's just ice coming over the edge. It's not even water anymore.
I know it is. I mean, he was absolutely right. Catching a trap to the back of the head. It's so funny.
Yeah, that was a good bit. I like Bill Burr a lot.
He said, you know, you get tired of your kids, send them to their room on some trumped up charge.
I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, that's definitely one that's worth watching just one time, just to get a feel for that. It really is something.
I've seen bits and pieces of that, and I've seen bits and pieces of Ice Road Truckers. Just another one that's just wow.
That's what I like to see. I never saw a whole one of that. But I'll tell you, now I don't mind paying as much for fish. Knowing what those guys go through.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that.
I mean, those guys deserve it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. There was another thing that I ate. I forget what it was. So it was recently I discovered how difficult it was to make, and I was like, oh, I don't mind paying for it now.
Can we get those things on Netflix?
Possibly. Deadliest Catch might be available on Spectrum, maybe.
Let me see if we can find one of those.
If it's still in production, it was on TLC, so if it's still in production, you could probably find it on Spectrum.
Ice Road Truckers are probably scaring me. That is terrifying to me.
Yeah, that scared me because that is a situation in which I could find myself. I mean, not hauling shit, but certainly driving over those roads.
Oh, a huge fucking truck with like a huge load and driving in the ice. Man. I mean, I don't know how you get around the laws of physics. I don't care how good of a driver you are. You know? And you have one accident, what will Geico do to your insurance rates?
No shit, right?
Tell you.
Y'all, it's good to know you don't judge my TV shows, because when
it's shit. All the crap I watch, hell.
Yeah, well, I'm judgmental of your shows, your movies sometimes.
Now, Fran was definitely judgmental of my shows. She thought I watched submental stuff. She liked the fine arts and.
Oh, I know you watch some submental stuff, but you know they're submental, and that's why you watch them.
Mostly, I just like the entertainment. It's just mindless entertainment.
It's mindless entertainment. That's exactly. You don't go in and watch, a movie like Keanu, thinking that it's Oscar worthy material.
See, it was between when Fran and I view the arts for entertainment. She viewed it as edification, and I don't. I mean, it can serve that purpose, but that's not why I'm primarily interested.
Same here. I'm the same with you. I will watch it. It can serve the purpose of edification, but for the most part, fine arts, I expect it to be really finely tuned entertainment.
And you do it for both. You watch a lot of documentaries. Mm-hmm. You use it for both. I don't use it as much for that.
But even the documentaries I watch, now that I got my life kind of dialed in and know how the world works, I know that not everything is necessarily true.
Oh no, documentaries are so skewed, some of them.
So I'll watch it because it kind of feels like I'm getting, because I love information. I get high up getting information. I love information. So if I'm getting my information fix, it may even be bad information, but at least that fix is getting filled.
It's one of the reasons why I'm not as big into documentary, because I'll believe whatever they say and I won't have time to research the other side. And then I feel like I might be being manipulated a little bit.
That's why I'm not as into documentaries as I used to be. I used to be way more into documentaries probably than anything. Now I'm kind of jaded, because even when I do have the time, which is all the time, to research the other side, I'll find just as much evidence on both sides, and I don't know who to believe. And
it's just so easy to doctor things these days and spin things and whatnot. It's like a cottage industry. But some of them are really good, like that Steven, that guy in
oh yeah, the Steve Avery thing, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good, and that's one of those that you'll never get to the bottom of, but it's a really good. That was really good. Definitely made me think about how they treat people that are of low mental capacity. And the one thing I hate about the cops is how they interrogate and lie to people and stuff like that.
Oh, I know, the manipulation. Oh my God, it's just, that kid had nothing going on upstairs, and they totally use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, okay, it's one thing if that marginalized, retarded kid goes to prison. I mean, what life does he have ahead of him anyway? But there's a killer running around out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't necessarily mind watching, because I knew we had different TV tastes, and I also knew that you needed time to decompress after work.
And there are some times I just need to be alone. I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
you. There are times I just need to get away from everyone. Kind of like you said, you didn't like Steve breathing. You know, there are just times like that.
But
you
it's
know?
like that with, and that's another part of what we're going through now is, like I told you, it's not just Steve, it's every person I cohabitate with during the transitional phase. You resent them breathing. I mean, just the littlest thing will just be a trigger because it's just.
You just need your own space, and you just. And I'm like that. Like yesterday, I just needed to get away. I don't like the idea of doing everything with one person. It just really, ugh.
No, I agree. I don't think it's healthy to do everything. I don't think it's healthy.
You just feel obligated, and don't want to feel obligated. I want it to be voluntary.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to be in a relationship is because I feel obligated.
You do. You really do. God, I'm getting a little upset stomach. I wonder if I should have some yogurt.
But even when we are doing separate things, I just tend to enjoy that other person's company. And if I'm having a good time or doing something that I think is gonna be a good time, it's kind of like it's along the same lines as want to keep the party going. It's like I want to share it with somebody. It was somebody important to me. Like I had a really good time yesterday. I think you would have had fun. You know, watching the venom extractions and maybe holding a snake and watching me hold a snake and.
I would like that. Yeah, I seriously would. But what if that person doesn't like what you like? Is it enough just telling them, or do they have to be there and share it with you?
No, it's enough just telling them. It's just a lot of things with me are like on the subconscious level that. When you said yesterday you prefer to go to the beach, you didn't even have to tell me you prefer to go to the beach. I know the beach is your favorite thing in the world, but I still just kind of felt like, aww.
Maybe I don't like I like the animal stuff. It's just that if I have to choose between, yesterday I just was so stressed out. It's just like,
Well, yeah, it's like going to the Unitarian Church with Fran. I'm sure you didn't look forward to that, but you felt obligated to go.
No, it's different. I mean, I actually do like seeing stuff. I didn't like the Unitarian Church at all. These people were just, it's hard to explain, but. I mean, any group of people where they all have to believe that there's inherent worth in everybody, I don't know, right there, that just says it all to me.
The very fact that anyone feels like they have to go to any kind of a, quote, church, I'm out, you know,
I mean, here's the thing, if you really are free thinkers, you shouldn't have any sort of credo that anyone has to follow. You should just say, you know, we respect everyone's right to independent thought and their own opinions, and, you know, as long as they're done respectfully, you know.
That's a good way to put it. I had a friend, gosh, when I was in my 20s, I worked with a woman who's a member of the Unitarian Church, and she's constantly trying to get me to go because I'm a free, you know, Denise, you're a free thinker just like me. And I couldn't phrase it as eloquently as you just did, but that's the exact point. If you're a free thinker, you don't need to follow a specific credo.
It's like that. It's like those what was that group? Goth. You know.
Yeah, the goth. We're not goth. We're emo. No, we're not emo. We're goth.
They're so non-conformist. They can't even all be non-conformist.
If you're really a non-conformist, you'll stick with us and do what we do.
Want a banana?
No, thank you. I just finished my eggs, so I'm really full.
My tummy's a little upset.
Thank
I don't know
you for that.
I don't know what it is.
That's
The eggs were really weird. The shell was really soft on the eggs.
Really?
I'll show you. You can still see. I didn't know if they were okay or not. I mean, they weren't.
They were under the date. The use-by date.
Look at the shells. They're really. I don't know if you can see it now. They just felt really soft.
Ooh.
You probably can't. This one actually feels hard now. Now it's not doing it. They felt kind of like.
That's super extra fragile.
No, they just felt soft. They had kind of like a, like you know how women have like the purple veins under their skin.
Yeah.
They kind of like that. They were like black like lines under the thing, like a network, and they felt really soft. So I don't know if there was something in there. If my stomach's reacting to that or what.
These were the free Walmart eggs. Maybe that's why they're free.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, well it tasted just fine. And I ate mine 2 hours cold.
I don't know, my stomach's a little...
Thank you for that, by the way.
You ate it?
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's still good.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
It was cold, but it was still good.
But yeah, I worry about the differences between us a lot. It's going to be, we're going to somehow feel like that's a sign that we're not really close to each other as we have.
I don't worry about the hobbies and activities differences at all. Unless
Don't?
Not really, no. I worry more about the personality differences. That's what worries me. Oh yeah, you can roller skate your ass off, but if you don't flush that toilet, I'm climbing the walls. Yeah, I mean, I want you to be happy. I want you to enjoy yourself. I know you like roller skating, and while you're still young enough and able to do it before your joints go, you should be doing it. I would love to roller skate. I've always wanted to roller skate and ice skate, and my knees just aren't amenable to the whole thing. And I have I can barely walk on dry land with my balance issues, but...
Well, I didn't say I was good at it, but I like it.
And I've considered buying a guitar now I actually have an auto harp at home that I bought brand new for like $300 or something.
Guitar would be fun to play.
I've been considering. But actually, I went to a yard sale and I saw a guitar for like $25. This is before vacation, before when I got really sick. It's like, I'm gonna get back into guitar. And then that was gone. It's not, I don't know if you call it a yard sale, it's kind of like a roadside flea market thingy. And I went back and the guitar was gone. And every place I saw used guitars after that, they're all in the hundreds. And I'm like, I can't afford that.
You could probably find them on Craigslist.
I don't know, not for like $25. I mean, it was cheap enough that I could have like given the guy like cash right then and there, you know?
I'm curious. I'd like to learn. I think guitar would be easy. I'm good with instruments with fingering. I could do the violin.
Finger it all right. Mixed messages.
I could play the violin well as far as like the fingering goes. I never got that wrong.
Oh, then I didn't realize you played the violin.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I would love to play the violin.
It's hard. It's really hard to play.
How do you know where to do it without frets to guide you? And then you also have the bow.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part. Yeah, that's genuinely hard. It's really hard to get a good tone on the violin.
You can play the violin. You can play the guitar easily.
Well, the fingering I always got down. I had the correct fingering, but so I think I can play guitar well. But the bowing is really hard. It's really hard. Let's see, what would it be under
Instruments.
Music?
Maybe that's something we could
Music
do for
instrument.
a dark little yard sale or a flea market or something. Look for a guitar.
Let's see.
I mean, unless the things that you want to do on your own are things that I find morally reprehensible, like hunting or strip clubbing, or because even as a roommate, that would really make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're right. They have an electric guitar, but I don't want to play electric guitar for $125.
Acoustic guitar.
$240. New Fender acoustic guitar. That's nice. Let's see.
This is something you're just starting out with, just cheap.
Here's a Yamaha for $95. A Drifter guitar for $99. Looks like it's. Oh, you also want to get by owner, and not.
I suppose you go to a pawn shop and get a really cheap one, maybe.
Here we go, by owner, and let's search by lowest price. Here we go. Whoops, other way. I always get the arrow wrong. No, let's see. I'm kind of curious now. Here's a Marigold Sunburst electric guitar with case for $30.
Electric? Yeah, electric isn't. You don't have the sound range on that
Here's a guitar for 30 in New Smyrna. It looks like decent shape.
Is it acoustic?
Nope. Yeah. It's just regular. Yeah. Here's a guitar for 60 in Port Orange, regular acoustic. So they got ones for under 100. And another acoustic guitar in Orange City for 75. Yeah, it's doable. We gotta get a bike, an acoustic guitar, and a canoe. So see, you're not going to drink that kefir, are you?
It's almost gone.
No.
I like it.
You know, I was watching. Oh, no, I can't. I was watching a woman you would have liked. She sounded just like you. She was a doctor, Chinese woman, and she was talking about. There's a fucking ant or a flea in it. She was talking about all the dietary things that you were talking about. She said something. She said that, and this is something that I kind of knew, but I wasn't conscious of. Said all yogurt has been pasteurized, which means that the bacteria. Now that's not totally true because you can grow yogurt from store-bought yogurt. But she said,
Didn't Fran do that?
Yeah, we did it. I would like to do that myself. But anyhow, she said, so unless you grow it yourself, you're not really getting a lot of probiotic stuff. That's what she said. Now,
That's something I would like to do.
I would love to do that.
I'd like to make my own yogurt.
Yeah.
And my own kimchi, my own sauerkraut.
We can buy yogurt maker on Amazon. What's her face? France wasn't that expensive. Yogurt maker, Amazon.
That actually turned out pretty darn good.
I'm glad you like it.
Oh, it's pretty darn good.
Yogurt maker, Amazon. Yogurt maker, Amazon. It's easy to do.
Well, Fran cooked about as well as I could, so she could do it.
Yeah, they got them for like $20 to $70 some dollars.
That's all?
Yeah, you can get it for like $29.
Wow.
And that's Bed Bath and Beyond.
Mm.
Usually really jacked up.
Bed Bath & Beyond is outrageously expensive.
Yep. Oh, yoga pants. Yogurt maker.
I'm sorry, I wasted all my birthday just sitting here talking when I know.
Well, we had to do that, though. We really did.
I think we still need to, but I don't think that anything was necessarily resolved.
I feel a little less.
But I feel a little less stressed out.
Yeah, here's a Euro Cuisine YM80 yogurt maker. Has over close to 2,000 reviews, 4.5 stars. It's $32.
Ooh, could you send me the link?
Yep. Yeah, it looks really nice actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I love the idea of making my own food.
I do too.
I really like that.
I do too. I really got into that while my habits there.
But the odd thing is, I don't like growing my own vegetables. I'm not a gardener, weirdly enough.
I go through phases where I am, and then I lose interest so fucking fast. Like remember that one year I grew cucumbers and with Whitney Brook and
Yeah.
got that out of my system. I'm good now.
I just don't like getting dirty.
I don't like it dirty. I don't know. It's just harder work than you think.
It seems boring.
It is boring.
It's dirty, and I'm not good at it.
I can be good at it if I set my mind. I can be good at anything I set my mind to. But
But
I get
so many
bored
times you're
really
limited by
fast.
the soil, though. Right? I could never grow green peppers.
Isn't that funny? Because I'm the germphobe, but I have no problem with the soil. Isn't that funny?
See, the other thing that also, you never get that much out of a garden.
No.
You grow
That's
green
the other
peppers, they're gone in like 2 weeks.
You do so much fucking work for
Exactly.
so little return. Oh my God.
You think
And it's so expensive too because you have to buy all the
Exactly.
supplies.
Yep.
I could have just bought cheap ass tomatoes at Walmart.
you can buy organic tomatoes, so it'll still be less.
Oh, much, much, much less.
You gotta buy the seeds, you gotta buy the fertilizer, you gotta put the time in, you gotta put the water in. It's work. I think if you like it just because you like it.
You like doing things with your hands and
Yeah, that was Karen's big thing. And it was really cool what she used to do. She used to run this, well, I don't know if she ran it, but she was involved with this garden that her business ran. It was right across the street, and they would use it to help feed the homeless, which was really kind of cool. But I don't know that I would do that. And that's actually something that would kind of be worthwhile doing, but still, maybe you could just give them the money to buy the food.
exactly. Yeah, the times that I've gardened, I've enjoyed the work. Like even like growing marijuana, the thing that I mostly enjoyed was doing the research behind it. Researching the strains and researching the equipment needed and researching, you know, how much THC versus cannabinoid was in there. I love the research part. Then it came down to actually doing it. Kind of boring.
The chemist.
Yeah, exactly. I like thinking.
Walter
more
White.
than doing. I prefer to think than do.
You're right. You're a Walter White.
Walter White, exactly. Oh my God. Science, bitch.
A little better.
Do you have any more Tums? I know we still have Gas X.
If I'm not feeling better, I don't feel really bad, but just. Yeah, I think that one's worth getting the.
How much work is it?
It's not much. It really isn't. Here. How to make your own yogurt. Damn, thing's not working. Basically, you get some cheesecloth and you get yogurt and you seed it. And then I think you use. Fran did all the work. I don't remember. I just remember
seeing it done and I thought, oh, that's too much for me.
there's something with cheesecloth. How to make your own yogurt. Here we go. Oh, fuck. Pour the milk into a Dutch oven. It says how to make yogurt at home. I've been making my own yogurt for a few years. I don't think I'll ever go back. Not only does it actually save me grocery money, but this homemade yogurt is seriously good. I'm eating more yogurt now than ever before. The method I've developed is very basic. No special heirloom yogurt cultures or fancy incubating equipment required. You could even make a batch tonight and have homemade yogurt for breakfast by tomorrow morning. Really?
I thought it took longer than that.
This is all you need. Oh, come on.
See, I don't eat much yogurt.
You need a half gallon of milk and about a half cup of yogurt.
Yeah, that kefir, whatever you call it, turned out to be pretty darn good once you got past the initial shock.
Oh, God. It's just too bitter for me.
Yeah, well, then again, because I had gone for a while without having sweets in my mouth, so it tasted sweet enough to me. If I had just come into it after eating, say, candy bar or something, no, it wouldn't work.
Interesting.
Is that a bird?
Mm-hmm.
It's a bird. It sounds like a piccolo.
So this guy basically says a half gallon of milk, a half cup of yogurt, and a heavy pot with a lid's enough. The idea is that the yogurt cultures the rest of the milk, apparently. I don't know how you keep the thing from spoiling them.
Yeah, how did Fran do it?
She used an incubator thing, if I remember correctly.
It kept it. It didn't spoil though.
No, it was.
How long did she?
It took. I think, if I remember correctly, it took a long time with hers. And she had something with cheesecloth too. It was really kind of messy.
So there's cheesecloth involved. And you have to like wring out the yogurt after the culture gets set up. Wring it out and then save that ball of whatever for the next batch.
Yeah, I never did it myself. I just remember some of the things you needed. I don't know if I would trust this. It says, cover the Dutch oven with a lid, place the whole pot, the yogurt and the milk, in a turned off oven.
Yeah, that's what this one's saying. Put it in an oven.
Ideally around 110 Fahrenheit, though some variants is fine.
Yeah, this one says place in a warm spot, 68 to 85 degrees to culture.
I don't know how it keeps from spoiling though. I feel like asking the guy. This guy, smart ass, right? So, to make yogurt, I need yogurt. Well, duh.
You gotta start from somewhere.
I want to ask him how you can keep. I mean, it says the milk sits out all night at a high temperature. What keeps it from spoiling? I have to ask.
Is it the bacteria that it makes that feeds on the bad bacteria?
That's a possibility. I have to ask. I'm curious. Oh, crap. Maybe a stupid question, but I'm curious how you keep the milk from spoiling when it sits out all night at a high temperature. have to ask. I'm really curious. Oh man. Then I'm gonna take the POF app off my phone. No, I won't. I want to.
I mean, I don't feel bad that you look at it at all. I really don't. It doesn't bother me at all. It was just the Valentine's Day thing. I felt like.
You know, I'm like Patty with Facebook. You know, I know myself. I shouldn't be on here.
Well, why not? What are you gonna do?
I'm
so
not.
bad?
I'm not fit for anybody.
That's not true.
It's very true. Not financially stable. Not even psychologically stable. I can barely take care of myself. All these other people, they want playmates, stuff to do. I'm no fun. You know, I'm too serious. You know?
That would be real. That would hurt me. If you hooked up with someone just to be playmate, I would be devastated. Because if there's one thing I need, it's a playmate. That's probably the one thing that is seriously missing from my life. And if you chose to be someone else's playmate, that would really hurt me.
I'm not a playing sort of person. I don't play a lot.
I used to be. I'm not anymore. But I used to be a big playtime person. I know.
And I can't have sex, so it's like, what good am I to somebody? It's like,
why can't you have sex? You just don't like sex. Well,
yeah, I got the ED thing. I could take Viagra for it, but and hopefully I get myself back together again. Maybe I'll get in better physical shape. But right now I'm in no shape for anybody. No shape for anybody.
Sex would be interesting with us, I think. But it might be worth one pillow.
So far it's been okay. The part that we've got to, it's been all right. I think.
I think so too.
No complaints.
Oh no, I meant with the ED thing. That might be interesting to go all the way at some point.
God, I wonder. Cause I always feel like once you have sex and things get really serious, and then it's like, ugh.
But I think it's already. See, now to me, I'm like the typical woman. I think once you've had a blowjob, that's the same as having full-blown sex. To me, there's no difference between a dick in your mouth or a dick in your pussy. There's no difference.
Oh God. I don't know.
Why do the guys think that once you're in the pussy, that's sex? Like some guys think you can even fuck a woman in the ass and that's not sex. It's like, what? How is that not sex? How do things get any more difficult? Once the dick gets anywhere in a woman's body, don't you think things are already as difficult as they're gonna get?
Probably. Yeah, I think it's, yeah.
Because you even said that about Bill, just, fooling around with him. It's like, mixed messages, you're already intimate.
Well, don't you think so?
At the time, I guess I kind of didn't, but now I don't know. I guess I'm not clear on that because maybe it was just a Bill thing. Because if it was anyone else, I would have thought so. Maybe it's because I didn't see Bill romantically that I kind of thought we could have a friends with benefits thing. Although I didn't really benefit.
There was no benefits. I was gonna say,
exactly.
What was the benefit?
There's no benefit for me.
You got to go to Angry Orchard one time or whatever it was. Then you still had to pay for the room.
I know.
That was a
Angry Orchard, that's a fucking funny.
Whatever.
It's Old Orchard Beach, but because it took me a minute to realize what you're talking about. That's fucking funny with Angry Orchard.
Yeah, it could have been Angry Orchard.
But you're right, and I ended up having to pay for the room and pay for the booze, and I ended up paying for everything.
I know, it was some ripoff right there. What sort of deal is that?
But like before that, like when we first met and went on a non-date, and then the holding hands thing, and making out thing, mixed messages. So you don't think what we've done so far is a mixed message?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think that full-blown, you think that vaginal sex would be different?
I think it has a way of bonding people more. Yeah, I do actually. I think there's more of a bond. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert.
No, you might be right. I'm not an expert either. And I suppose, depending on your own perception, it would be true for example, if you thought it made you bond more, that probably would be the case for you.
It might be. I
You
don't
bond
know.
even further. I don't know. I don't know. Certainly, most women out there seem to expect a lot of sex, though.
Oh God, the women on Plenty of Fish are the horniest. Seriously.
I don't know what it is. You know, everyone told me that after you hit menopause, you lose all interest in sex, but I know the horniest old ladies.
I know. Seriously.
It's not happened to me. Yeah, it's funny because I don't get horny over seeing a naked guy or anything, but like seeing a guy having sex, then or jerking off, then it's like, okay, now you get my attention.
Really?
Yeah, the act of it gets me going, but just seeing a naked male, no, there could be 50 naked men walking around here right now, and I wouldn't even notice.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess that's why I like porn.
It's interesting. Seeing a guy jerking off.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Who would have thought?
Or hearing it.
Oh.
There's something about
Watch me jerk off.
a guy getting sexual pleasure that's a turn on. I don't know what it is. I don't care about the woman getting it, but just seeing a guy, the male being excited, whether it's alone or with another woman. I've never seen gay porn, but I would assume that wouldn't do it for me.
Yeah, that would be a turn off, I think.
But like the porn I like is seeing the guy actually going at the woman. I don't know, there's just something about a guy, I don't know, being pleasured that's the turn on. It's not the woman being pleasured. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that.
It's interesting. I didn't know that about you. Yeah, we're still learning things about each other.
Yeah, which is really surprising because there are a lot of things that we just presume, and then you find out things that are completely opposite. That just blows my mind.
Four-letter word for big cat. The second letter is U.
Puma.
That's what I thought, but it's not working.
Really?
Look at this. See if you can figure it out. The humdinger has to be Lulu. Because the last one's without clothing, which has to be nude. Well, it could be bear. Oh, it could be bear. I'll bet it's bear.
B-A-R-E. So P.
But then humdinger has to be Lulu. Because that goes with nude. That's too much of a coincidence.
Humdinger.
If it was bear, it would end in A. I can't think of a word for humdinger that ends in an A, but that ends in a U. Lulu is a natural one. Like they say, that was a real Lulu. You've heard that, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I think nude and Lulu have to be correct.
No, wait a minute. I'm thinking. Okay, for a wrestling move, if we take out the L from Lulu, let's just forget about Lulu for a minute. Okay.
Sure.
Let's see if it was. What's that mean?
First I thought it was lion, and lion doesn't work.
Certain big.
Cougar, bobcat, lion, puma, tiger. What else?
Tiger's 5 letters.
Yeah. Lynx?
Yeah, then you get an an X without clothing isn't gonna fly.
No, but they're because they're parallel. The clothing and the
Oh wait, yeah, okay,
are
so
parallel.
LYNX
But then a Lulu.
Companion. The second letter would be X.
That's a hard one. Companion.
Oh, mate. Maybe mate. MATE.
That makes sense.
If it's Puma and
nude.
nude.
Yeah, that makes sense. Mate. Yeah,
Mate.
yeah.
Surrounded by.
Here.
No, eat it. Eat it.
No, you're doing well.
Yeah, you got better writing than I do.
I don't know about
I
that.
write like a doctor.
Okay, mate. Well, I had to overwrite because I originally answered lion before.
I'm still going with Puma on that one. If you go with mate.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then between two limits, open. Okay, wrestling move.
That one's got me stuck.
Slam.
Oh.
I don't know. But then surrounded by O blank M blank D.
Fold? No. Blank O blank D?
Blank M blank D.
Oh, blank M blank
for
D.
surrounded.
Amid.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's perfect. Yep, and then the other one must be slam. And then it says stepped off. Blank LIT. Slit? I don't know. I guess. But then that won't work with open. It has to be a lit. I don't know. Elit? Is that a word? Elit? E-L-I-T. Stepped off. Here.
Oh, let me go. Let me see. Between two limits.
And
Oh,
the
wow.
one for wrestling move is LAM. It's right. It's like
So it's going to be slam. So spread between two limits would be, if we did slam, right, we'd have to do span and a lit.
lit. That must be it.
It's
Yeah,
got to be span and a lit.
that's it.
Oh, yay!
You're good at that.
Woohoo! Teamwork.
Good.
That team building exercise really worked.
That was mostly you. Mostly you. That was good.
That was pretty good. That was fun.
Yeah, I'd have been working at that for some time. For some reason, the small words really elude me sometimes.
All words elude me like that. I have a hard time thinking.
Oh, you did good there. Ooh. Yeah. Is that your stomach?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you hear that? I was gonna say, I don't feel bad at all physically, but my stomach's making all kinds of noise.
Yeah, I wonder the eggs and the kefir.
Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. The eggs tasted great.
I'm glad you liked them. It's good.
I'm sorry we ended up stuck in the house today, but
I'm glad we talked though. It was good.
me too. I still feel like we need to talk more, but I think we're okay for right now.
I just wish we knew what you were doing as far as like, you know.
I don't know, and that's what's really holding me back because I don't know what we're doing psychologically, or I don't know. I mean, I get the impression from your behavior and just from this conversation alone that you're kind of ready to be, you know, done with the whole thing.
No, I'm not.
Like I keep telling you, I keep telling you, and you kind of confirmed during this conversation. I keep telling you that eventually you're gonna get sick and tired of the bullshit and just leave.
No, I just don't want it to be like a yo-yo. That's all. I don't want to be like, yeah, we're together. No, I'm gonna find someone else, or if I find a guy on Facebook, I'm out of here. You know, I just don't want to go through that. It's too hard.
I don't want to leave because you're on Plenty of Fish. I was just saying that.
No, but I mean, I'm honestly, I get the impression from you sometimes, like if you could find someone a better deal, you would go for that. You know, and that does worry me.
But it is a possibility. I would. It's absolutely a possibility if I found someone, and I think it's possible the same thing for you. If I found someone who is a more compatible mate, yeah. But I don't see that happening. I'm not interested in same as you. I'm just not interested in pursuing that. It's too much fucking work. The reality is nobody's going to be interested in me. And if, you know, by some miracle someone was, it's just not worth. Like, you know, I thought Jason was really cute and nice and everything, but you know,
It was a great example, yeah.
But I'm not up to the whole getting to know somebody.
But can you see how I'd be really insecure when like you were going all gaga over him, and then you wonder why like I don't want to commit to a romantic relationship because you were like all into him. If he had reciprocated, he'd be over at his place right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not even. Well, I don't know that I would because.
But you were interested though. I mean, you have to be honest about this. You were.
Yeah, but as far as like.
Yeah, but what?
But I'm just saying, it's like a crush thing. But that's not to say that the logistics would ever work out for the same reason that, let's say you met someone on Plenty of Fish, and you're talking and everything's going well. It'd be like another Karen scenario. Everything's going well, but it's
just the fact that you're so open and you're like. I mean, it's like you're looking. It's like. You know, it isn't like he like pressured you and came over and wined and dined you.
That's what made Jason so attractive was because I wasn't looking, yet here's this guy. I mean, I've met many guys, and I never just meet someone and kind of like them. I mean, it just never happens. And I thought, wow, this is kind of neat. I actually have an attraction towards someone. I didn't know that was even possible with me, and I thought that was kind of cool. But now, if he was, let's say he texted me right now and said, "Hey, happy birthday, want to come over for dinner?" I would be like, "Yeah, I'm extremely flattered, but no, you know, it's too much fucking work."
If he came over and he kept at it, you would end up going over to his place. I know you.
Yeah, if he came over and he kept at it, but the reality is that it's too much work. It's too much work for, like you just said about your own self with Plenty of Fish. It's too much work for a big fat fucking fail in the end.
It's just the fact that you were so into that. You were just like really into him on just.
Yeah, I like his personality. I really like his personality. I really, really like his personality. And it's just very rare for me to meet a male or even a female.
That just tells me that you liked him more than me. You were willing to like drop me to go to him. So apparently I'm not your type.
I never would have dropped you. I never would have dropped you ever.
It would happen naturally. Because guys don't like women seeing other guys, and it would happen eventually. You'd have to. It would just be natural.
I suppose if in a perfect world you meet someone and you like them, you go on a date and you still keep liking them, and you really bond, but what are the odds of that happening? Usually what happens is you meet someone, you get that limerence phase where you really like them and just everything's cool. Then, like what happened with us, which is what happened with everyone I've ever known, after a few weeks, suddenly you realize they're on your...
I guess what just floors me is you get so upset because I mentioned some random girl's ass that I could care less about, never thought about after that. And yet you're really into what's his face. You have a real like strong emotional reaction to him, and like somehow you don't understand how that is upsetting to me.
I do understand, because remember I told you I didn't even want to mention it to you, and you were the one who came out and said, I think you have a crush on Jason. Or you didn't put it that way. You said, do you have a little crush on Jason? And I said, to be honest, I do, but I wasn't going to say anything to you because I didn't want to hurt you, because it would devastate me.
Which almost makes it, it's almost like you were going to keep a secret from me. Like you were going to wait until, something happened and then tell me.
Oh, because I knew
That
nothing.
would have made it better.
Oh, because I knew nothing was going to happen.
Well.
No, if I honestly thought, if he showed even the remotest interest in me, yeah, I would have told you straight up. But he didn't show any interest in me, so I just thought it was just a harmless little, I want to say it was a harmless little crush, but I don't even think it got to that point. I feel very alone here. I feel like I have you, but the only two people I have in my life are you and Patty. I can't tell Patty anything. Because whatever I say will absolutely be used against me. You, I don't know. I mean, there's some things we don't share. We don't like the same music. We don't like the same TV show. We don't have the same experiences.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm worried these things are going to be an issue. Just you bringing up just the things I said a second ago were differences between us, and you assured me we're not a big barrier in our relationship.
It depends on what kind of relationship, because I don't even know if romance is an option for us. It's profoundly confusing because I don't know that, and not so much because of the interests are different, but the personalities are different. That I don't know that romance is even an option for us. The reason I was upset about Valentine's Day was more of a solidarity thing, that I thought we were lonely losers who did have a mild, at least mild romantic history. I don't know, I just thought we were like best friends who could suffer through Valentine's Day together.
Oh God, I would never want to do that. It's so depressing to me.
I don't know, see, to me I saw it as kind of like a means of support, kind of like.
What are you going to do, just sit around and talk about how
lonely
you are and how terrible you feel?
No, not literal. I mean, like, hey, it's Valentine's Day, let's go out to dinner. It's like.
That gets so complicated because that might be misconstrued as romantic.
But that goes on even if it isn't Valentine's Day. We're in the bed fooling around. We go out places and we hold hands. Whether it's Valentine's Day or not. And I just thought Valentine's Day would be the perfect day to, not even show things like that. I just kind of thought that we had just a kind of weirdo bond. But yeah, I thought for sure the crush on Jason was, so I wasn't going to say anything, so I figured it was just on his course.
But see, I just assume that sort of thing's going to happen. I hate to say it, but I do.
It's never happened with me before, though, so why would it?
There've been times when it could have. The Kevin guy in New Hampshire.
The Kevin guy.
I know, but you were willing to go to his place and maybe even do other things just to,
Just get out of Maine. That was actually a classic female Patty type of thing.
I mean,
get out of, I thought he was a weirdo, a creep. There was something profoundly creepy about the guy. I didn't enjoy his company by any stretch of the imagination. That's the thing about Jason. I enjoy his company. I honestly, sincerely enjoy being.
Oh, I know you do. Yeah, I mean, here's kind of the bottom line is that I think it's good for you to be down here because honestly, you have to have some place. This is a good place for you, and I'm more than happy to help you. Wherever you end up, I'm happy to help you do that. But I think you have to be here because I don't see how else you're gonna be able to make it. Honestly, I really don't.
I just don't see how being here is. I mean, certainly there are more things to do.
I mean, if
like Maine is, I mean, I'm not campaigning to be angry. Just after last night, I just feel like it's kind of like the San Diego thing. When I was growing up, I said, you know, if there's one place I will never move, it'll be Southern California because ugly people aren't welcome there. And then when Steve and I broke up, I headed to Southern California. And, you know, I kind of moved in my own, you know, did my own thing, but certainly it was the land of beautiful people. And it's the same thing here. I don't feel welcome here because I'm not pretty. I wouldn't dare show my face on a Daytona Beach today.
No, I'm sorry that hasn't that. I mean, I don't know. At some point, and I have to admit, I feel kind of self-conscious about stuff too, like that now and then. Like yesterday, for some reason, I felt self-conscious about walking out on the beach. I don't know why.
Because all the beautiful people, I'm sure there are hot-bodied males out there too. Very manly males with their fucking muscle cars.
I'm not so sure if that's. I honestly don't know exactly, to be honest. But
that is another weird thing too. Just recently, I've become self-conscious about things, which I never was before. I used to think nothing about going places by myself and going out to eat by myself and going to the movies by myself.
Yeah, I don't know why I had a hard time. I was sitting on the beach and I wanted to walk on the beach, and for some reason I ended up doing it because I was like, I'm not gonna let other people like make me feel whatever, you know. But I don't know, for some reason I felt a little self-conscious. And
do you think it was because of the hot women?
I don't know. I think it's mostly because I had like on pants and I rolled up my pants. I looked a little weird compared to other people, but yeah.
Like even bowling, I was like, we could have waited Friday night to get a lane. We probably could have gotten a lane. We would have been right next to someone. And I just felt self-conscious. Like, I used to be on a league and now I can barely get the ball down the lane. And I was really self-conscious about that. Whereas Denise of 2 years ago would not give a flying fuck. I'm here to have fun and that's all there is to it. Drinking, oh my god, I can't stand every single time I have a drink around you. I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna be good.
Yeah, but I've already told you I don't mind that. I'm not adjusting. In fact, I bought the alcohol yesterday, so I was hoping that would kind of relieve your whatever anxiety about that. Or
hang on, you got an ant headed right towards you. Oh, you got two ants coming right towards you, right on the couch.
I'm not surprised.
There's one. There's two. But yeah, it kind of alleviated it a little bit, but I don't know. I still feel like you think I'm a drunk, and that bothers me.
No, of course I don't. Jesus, that's the last thing I think. I think when you have alcohol, it lessens your inhibitions, and then we get into arguments more. That I believe, but I don't think you're drunk. You know.
You know when I.
Hard enough for me to defend myself when you're sober.
Yeah. But you know, not growing up, but you know, when I was younger and when we'd go out to bowl or go out to play pool or pretty much when we went anywhere, there was always drinking involved, and it just feels weird that I'm the only one drinking, and I feel like you're probably judging me for that. And
no. I mean, if I tell you something, you don't have to worry. If I say no, I'm not judging you. I don't think it's
you're
not my thing. I do it occasionally. I'd be a hypocrite to judge you because I do it myself sometimes, but
yeah,
it's just I don't need it to have a good time. And a lot of people do.
But you only do it, yeah, like you said, you only do it sometimes. I do it almost all the time because to me, I associate it with a good time.
And that's okay. I mean, you know.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think you have to have it to have a good time, you know. But some people they naturally kind of associate that with having a good time. You know, but I just wasn't raised that way. I wasn't into that when I was young. That part of my life didn't get skewed that way. Oh, man.
Yeah, it just does make me feel awkward. It's those kind of differences. It's not the activities thing. It's those personality things that make me nervous.
I mean, drinking makes you nervous. The difference in drinking.
Oh yeah.
I don't see why. I don't judge you for it. I don't say it's wrong. Not being judgmental. The only thing I said was that sometimes you get more argumentative because your inhibitions are lower.
Yeah, but the way you said it kind of like a dog that's been beaten and you didn't want to be beaten anymore, and I just felt wrong. The way you said it kind of like a dog who's been beaten so many times you just didn't want to get hit again.
Well, true. I mean, I'm not into arguing all the time. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that when you drink, I don't like the thought that when you drink, it's going to mean an argument. It's like association. And exactly, the dog analogy is great. It's like Pavlov's dog. Drink means argument. So yeah, you're right. I don't get turned on by you.
Yeah, but I didn't think that every time I drank that we did have an argument.
Not all the time. But, you know, if you're having enough and you're here alone, I think there's a good chance. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to argue with you. You know?
Seems like we argue enough even when there isn't alcohol.
There you go. We don't even need alcohol. That's right. Oh.
That is one of the things that the personality things are just, you know.
But I don't mind you drinking. I have nothing against it. I mean, if I had grown up in a different environment, I'd probably be more into drinking. I just didn't hang around with people that drank, and it wasn't part of my experiences growing up, you know. But I'm not against you for that. If you did it excessively, it might worry me, but you don't.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think that because you drink so little, that what I drink does seem excessive.
No, it doesn't. No, you're wrong about that. I mean, I look at like Martin and Rebecca. I mean, I know they drink every night when they come home. I don't consider them lushes. They just like a beer or two to relax, and that's how they relax, you know.
Yeah, that actually was great news. When I heard that, I was like, oh, thank God, because I don't drink that much. And if it's okay with him that they do it, then it's okay that I do what I do.
I mean, different people deal with stress different ways. I mean, I drink Diet Coke when I feel stressed out. They drink beer. You know, it's like, you know.
My thing is, though, I'll drink. Well, it's kind of like the way I eat junk food. I drink when I'm stressed out, but I also drink when I'm really happy, too.
Yeah.
Just like junk food. You know, I want Cheez-Its and chocolate donuts when I'm really stressed. And I want, you know, Cheez-Its and chocolate cake or a brownie when I'm really happy. But those are the things. I don't worry about different activities so much.
But you kind of said it just a second ago when you were talking about how different we are. And I guess as far as a romantic relationship, that'd be an issue.
Well, that's also like kind of a personality thing too. I guess by activities I'm thinking like you described, like cooking or music or playing an instrument, not music. Cooking, actual physical things you do, playing an instrument, roller skating. Those are things, even like watching TV, movies versus, you know, TV shows. Those are all like different kind of like hobby things. Mindset and personality things are the things that worry me. Like the whole, like the pop culture thing. In general, Jason is more experienced with that. Jason prefers alternative rock music as opposed to lounge music. Jason just has no problem sitting down and hoisting a beer. Somebody had beers while they were fixing the pipes. I don't know if it's him or his drug friend. But, I mean, they're just more of what I am just used to. Those things are the things that I think will be our undoing.
Really?
Or could be. Not will be, but could be. The personality differences. Not the specific hobbies.
But it is kind of music is a specific sort of.
No, I mean playing an instrument. And I wouldn't say the music itself, because I mean I don't care if you listen to lounge music. I like lounge music.
I mean, you can lump them all into really preferences. You know, our preferences are different. And some are deal breakers and some aren't. When you're saying you have a pop culture preference and the music preference is kind of a deal breaker romantically. But the musical instrument is not.
No, I wouldn't even say that they're deal breakers, and I don't even know that I consider it a preference. I think it comes down to the background that the environment in which you are most comfortable and most experienced. Our two backgrounds, at the end of the day, when you come home from work and the shoes are off, you and I come from just completely different backgrounds. I, kick off the shoes, I put my papers on the table, I have a couple of beers, I watch lame, stupid sci-fi shows with stupid aliens in them, and, listen to Nine Inch Nails and cry. You come home and you just want to watch a dorky movie and lay on the couch and eat ice cream, and that's how you unwind. And listen to lounge music. It's just not, I don't know, it's just not what I'm comfortable with. When I'll be in that bed in the morning, and I'll hear that when you open your Diet Coke, and for a split second, I will feel so at home. I will feel like, because what resonates with me is my mother, my father, Michael, Steve, Ben just cracked a beer. Everything's good. Then I realized, oh no, that was a Diet Coke. And it's like, oh, Patty's here. It's just what you grew up with, the environment that you're most comfortable in, the environment that you know. And I think slowly, but also surely, I'm adapting to this new environment that you bring with you. It's something that I've not experienced in 54 years, and it's a hard transition. And it's just comfortable being around someone like Jason, who has that similar background, who comes from a similar environment. Certainly not the same. I mean, if you think I'm OCD with a stick up my ass about keeping the house clean, he wouldn't even come in the house because he didn't want to trap dirt in.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is I'd like you to come down here long term, whether you're with me or not. I think this is the place you should be.
Well, what if I'm down here well, first of all, I couldn't come down here if I wasn't with you.
But that's the other thing too. I think to some degree, we got to work together because you have to be down here. I don't think Maine is a viable option. You can't stay there during the winter. And honestly, I don't want to keep doing this snowbird thing because it's really hard on my budget. I mean, I could do it, but I don't want to. I want to settle down and save and.
And it's the yo-yo thing too. Psychologically, it can't be easy.
Yeah, I just don't think it's in. You got all the stress of your apartment, and it's just you gotta just shit and get out the pot, like your mom used to say.
But if I'm down here, then I have to adapt to that whole new environment, and then I have to figure out: is this a romantic environment? Is it just a friend's environment? When is the other shoe gonna drop? Because this whole past week, the other shoe has been dangling, getting closer to the floor every day. Every day that went by, the shoe got closer and closer to the floor.
I'm not gonna let you fall. If you come down here, I'll make sure that you're okay.
But what if the opposite happens? What if I come down here and you're like, she can't leave now. I can do all the crappy things that drive her nuts, and even then some. Because like you said before, you said that you made the mistake of letting me see what it's really like living with you too fast and too soon. And so I'm wondering what else is behind that door that I'm going to be exposed to once I'm down here and I can't get out. Once I'm trapped.
I don't see me doing that. That's not even consistent with my personality.
Well, this whole past week hasn't been consistent with your personality. See my problem?
Well, I hope
that's what worries me. Is because you haven't been consistent with your personality, and so are you evolving into a new person, which we all do?
I'm not gonna say, oh, you're trapped down here and now I can do whatever I want. I'm not that sort of person. No matter what happens, I don't do that.
Not consciously. I'm just saying that maybe subconsciously, like you said before, you said I made the mistake of letting you see what it's really like to live with me too soon, too fast. So I assume you reeled that in, and it's still waiting to be reeled back out.
If you want to come down here, I'll make sure that you have a place and you're okay.
And is that,
bottom line.
Then the whole other side of that is, how fair is that to you? What do you get out of this? I've played it over and over and over and over in my head, and I just don't see what you get out of this.
Well, I know that you're safe and you're okay. That's very important to me. And I want to see you be able to get out and do stuff and have a life. That's important too. That's what you haven't had in Maine, and I think you have a possibility of having it here if you just get out and do the stuff that interests you. And
But you get nothing out of it.
I get the satisfaction of knowing that you're happy. I don't want anything out of it.
Yeah, but if that were true, I don't know. If you were, I don't know. One of the things you asked me yesterday, what did I expect it was going to be like when I got down here?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I kind of thought that, I don't know, I thought I would have the opportunity. You kept saying to me when I was in Maine that if you were down here, we would get your sleep schedule straight and get that depression under control, and you know, I'd make sure you're okay. And you know, I've come pretty darn close to suicide a couple times down here. I don't feel like I'm safer down here. I feel more lost, actually. I feel more alone than I felt with you 1,500 miles away.
I'm sorry to hear you say that. I mean, I hope you'd be able to do those things down here. I don't know what I could do personally, but I was hoping you.
Yeah, I don't know what I expected you would do personally. Last night I was a little disappointed because, I mean, I know you were tired, but I was really struggling last night.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm sad. I'm sorry to hear you say that. It really makes me sad. I do worry about you a lot.
Yeah, I was really, really struggling last night. And you know, honestly, I don't think the hot body comment would have bothered me as much had the past few weeks not been consistently going downhill between us and with my looks. You know, the Jason thing was kind of a bummer because I'm sure the bottom line with that is my looks. Even going out here, you know, you see so many pretty people, you gotta wonder how much of this rudeness that I'm getting isn't directed towards me because I'm old and ugly. Yeah, I get the sense that the people that I've met who are kind of rude are just that way in general. It's not me personally. But that's still a little bit in the back of my head because I've been treated that way my whole life. I mean, I told you, me and Patty never even got Valentines. We were the only kids in the class who had a little envelope in front of our desk that would get like 2 Valentines, one from the teacher and one from the one kid's snowflake family, you know, who felt bad for the ugly black girls. So, I mean, my whole life. But if I weren't feeling so down about my looks and had the week been better between us, I don't think I would have taken the comment about the hot chicks as bad because you said that, you told me before. You know, I felt really bad today. I was at the gym and I couldn't stop staring at the ass in front of me. And it didn't make me feel bad when you said that. I actually felt bad for you because I wouldn't want to be a guy because I know I'd be doing the same thing. I just, all week long, it just seems like you and I have just been pulling further and further and further apart. And that just kind of solidified it. And then last night I'm sitting here just almost literally at the end of my rope. If there were a strong enough limb out front to support my weight, I would have been. And you just, go to bed. But you know what? That's on me because you're not here to take care of me. I'm the only one who can look out for me.
Well, I didn't know it affected you that much. I was going to ask you, and I thought, oh, I want to bring it up because if it is, it's going to start back up again. I thought I'll just kind of wait to see how things go.
Like when you went to bed, you said, "Are you still mad at me?" And I said, "No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad at the world in general. I just hate that that's how the world is. And I can't wait for it to be over." And I really couldn't. I really meant that right then and there. I can't wait for it to be over, man. Because it's not your fault that you notice hot women. You're a guy and you would notice hot women. I would probably notice hot women. that was kind of like the last straw of the week. It's just like things have just been going down. I've been getting more down on my looks, more down on my looks, and more down on my looks. And then you've been pulling away all week and pulling away and pulling away. And then that comment just kind of just put me over the edge. Just, are you asleep?
No, I'm listening to you. So I pull away, pull away, pull away.
You were just snoring.
Did I doze off for a second?
Yes.
No, that's not good. Oh,
That's okay.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I know, it's the shag of the day.
I feel bad because you were talking about how depressed you are and how sad, and I dozed off. That's bad.
That's okay. I'm used to it with my father. He used to do that all the time.
No, it's not okay. It's bad.
He used to get one day of visitation a week, and he was so tired from working and partying. He'd take us to the movies, and he'd fall asleep in the middle of the movies, and he'd snore in the public theater.
Well, that's not good. You say he's so tired from working and partying. Well, he didn't have to party. He could have taken a day for you and just not have partied and had some energy. That wasn't good. That's no excuse.
But yeah, suffice to say, I'm just used to guys falling asleep on me.
I don't know. I just.
Patty and I call it pulling an Arthur. And it used to be that's one thing I've made progress in. That used to be a huge trigger for me. When a guy would fall asleep on me, oh my God.
That is not good.
Now I'm kind of used to it. I really don't expect much more.
I got my second win now, so I'm ready for round 2.
It's okay, you need to sleep.
No, I'm okay now. Sometimes need a cat nap, just a really quick.
Yeah, this time of the day.
Power nap. Especially when I eat. When I eat, it makes me really tired.
I know.
I had 2 things to eat today. If I have one thing to eat, that makes me tired. So we were saying about how the comment I made yesterday usually wouldn't have affected you that badly, but
it just was the straw that broke the camel's back. I've been feeling really down on my looks. I've been gaining weight to make my looks even worse than they already are. And then you've been pulling away since last Monday. It just all just came together. I was like,
So what do you suggest we do?
I don't know. That's where I'm kind of lost. I really don't. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what it makes sense to do.
Maybe all we can do is just care for each other.
Yeah, but I feel like we're moving away from that. I feel like we're caring less about each other.
Probably a lot of it's misunderstandings, it sounds like to me. You misread things and I misread things, but if we talk about it, kind of understand where the other person's coming from, and we don't do that in the future. Like I misread when you asked me how I was doing. I misread that, and once I understood it, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think maybe it's because I'm so critical of you that it offsets this, but I think that you don't realize how much I do care about you. And I think that sometimes you don't notice when I show that, and that could very well be because, it's offset by the negative things I do. Gotta put a lot of money in that bank to make things, to bring things back into the black. Bring the account back into the black. Like after I criticize you for this and that, and you parked wrong, and you did this wrong, and that wrong, and you did flush the toilet, and gotta do a lot of doting to make up for that.
And the thing is, it isn't really the comments per se, it's just when you say them, you really, I don't know, to me it just comes off as like you view it as a character flaw, and it's something fundamental that's going to keep us from having a romantic relationship. So I just assume, well, it's not going to happen because that's how I am naturally.
Yeah, that is possible. That for a romantic relationship, you're right. You're absolutely right. As far as, I don't know, having what we have, which I'm not even sure what that is now. And I think that is why I am snarky, because those things do bother me as far as a mate. You know, those things, when I do get really judgy like that, I am judgy because I am disappointed, because those things are things that I just wouldn't accept in a mate. I just don't want that in a mate. And then there's that blurred line about, okay, well, but will you accept that in a friend? Well, yeah, but are we just friends? And then it's just so confusing.
Maybe we'll just be best friends.
Yeah, but then there's always that subconscious underlying, you know, Jim and Pam thing. But then it's like,
what do you mean?
There's just always an underlying, just kind of subtle romantic thing. But you're right, those things that do drive me crazy are not things that I would find acceptable in a mate. I just wouldn't find them acceptable.
Maybe we can't have the romantic then. We shouldn't do those things, because they'll give mixed signals. We can care about each other, we can hug each other, you know.
Yeah, my concern is not so much what goes on consciously, it's the subconscious shit that bothers me, that I worry about.
I'm not sure I follow.
Because, well, consciously, we could probably fuck like chimps all day long and all night long, and consciously I can say, oh, we're just roommates, we're just friends, da, 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 da. But even just sharing the same, not even sharing the same space, even if I were still in Maine, I just think there's always going to be that underlying, you know, we were almost romantic once, and we still care about each other. I think that when a Jason does come along, or a Karen comes along, well, for lack of a better example, another woman comes along.
Hopefully not a Karen won't come along.
There's going to be fireworks. There's going to be... Because that's why I get on your case when I'm disappointed. Because certainly subconsciously, it shouldn't matter to me, those things that you do that drive me crazy as a roommate. Because those things would only bother me if you were my romantic mate. So they must bother me because subconsciously I see you in a romantic light in some capacity.
Well, I think the other thing too is that if one of us did find another person, I think even the best friends thing would go out the window, because the person you were with wouldn't want that. They wouldn't. Most people, I don't think, would be comfortable with you having a best friend of the opposite sex.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Especially if they would find out at some point that we were intimate, then that would really be a red flag.
Yep, I agree, because I like to think that I wouldn't date someone who was that shallow-minded, but I know I, being the woman, would be that shallow-minded.
Yeah, it's just human nature. And then even our best friends thing would go out the window. We'd just be,
but isn't it going out the window as it is right now already? There's not even a third party involved, and it's already going out the window.
Maybe it's because we're all so afraid, we're just reacting out of fear.
What if it's complacency? What if it's because we are living together and we're just like taking each other for granted?
There could be some of that. It's possible.
Wow, do you hear my tummy?
No, I missed that one. It's possible.
Yeah, I really wonder if that's part of the...
I hate to think that we take each other for granted. That'd be a bad thing, but...
I think after you live together, it just happens. I think you just get into a routine. You get into a rut. You just get used to the, hi honey, I'm home. Oh, how was your day? And just, gonna watch my movies now. Okay, I'm gonna go watch my TV. And then you just get into a rut. And you start leaving papers on tables and underwear everywhere. And you just get into a rut. Because because I first thought this past week that maybe that's what it is. He's just really busy at work, and we're just getting into the rut. But then there was just something about you this week where you were just really cold. You were just really, really cold.
Sometimes it's because I want to watch porn. I get really stressed out and I just want to watch porn, and you're around sometimes. Sometimes that's a little bit of it.
Yeah, because I'd asked you about that before. I said, don't I get in the way with that? Because when you lived alone, you could watch it 24/7 and nobody's there to bother you.
And I can go in the bedroom, but sometimes I'm just out here and it's like, So sometimes a little bit. And it's just a stress thing. I just get stressed out. It's just, helps me relieve stress.
So your porn addiction is about the same?
Yeah, pretty much. It might be a little worse, actually.
Why?
Just all the stress. You, work, health. I got chest pains. It's like, what's not to worry about? My car sounds terrible. I haven't saved any money. Tell me
we
what.
determined that's a sway bar, so we're not worried about. I'm not worried.
Well, I don't know. I don't know in my car what it is.
Yeah, it's your. Didn't we just determine that's probably what it is? So I sent you that video.
And I know there's other things that have to be done in it. What part of my life is secure? Not secure financially, and not secure yet professionally. It's like, relationship wise, I don't have any part of my life that's secure really. It's worries everywhere. So yeah, it's a lot of stress.
So I'm not trying to sound snarky because this could come out sounding snarky, but it's not. It's a sincere question.
Right.
So when you're in the mood for porn, should I just go down in my room or something and give you some time alone? Or because I'm a little concerned that that's going to make us spend even more time apart.
I'll probably just go to my room from now on. That's probably what I'll do. I'll just say porn break. Just leave. And you'll understand. Unless you want to watch me jerk off.
That could be an interesting proposition. I've got really weird feelings about that whole thing. Very conflicting feelings about the whole thing. I don't know why.
Oh, I can imagine. It is.
But I'm just a roommate. It shouldn't be conflicting at all.
At the end of the day, I just want to see you happy and free and do what you want to do.
Yeah, and I want you to do the same thing. So why do we have so many problems?
It's a good question. I think it's fear. Most of it's fear. We're afraid.
Afraid of what?
I don't know. Things not working out. People leaving. Feeling unappreciated, wanting to be appreciated.
Well, that's a big thing, especially with you. And I don't know, because I told you early on, I'm not a doter. And that was a big thing for the exes. They didn't feel that I doted on them enough.
They did or they didn't?
They didn't. I told you early on that was one of their biggest gripes was, you never get me any presents and, you just don't dote over me. And number one, I don't know how to shop for a man. I don't know how to shop for anybody, actually. Patty's birthday is coming up. I have no idea what to do.
Was it just shopping, or did they mean in general? Was it just because of the present thing?
More in general, but presents were kind of part of it too. When they would say that you don't show me that you care about me enough, I'd be like, well, could you give me an example? And always the first example that came up was, well, I'm always buying you things, but you never get me anything. And I turned to, well, I don't know how, and I don't know how. If you give me a list of 10 things that you would like to receive over the years, and trust me, you'll get gifts. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not going to go out and buy a stupid tie, but I don't know what a guy wants.
Well, I guess they're thinking that you know them, and you know what they want, and then you're thinking of them. That's the thing. That I think it is true that when you're away from somebody, you don't think about them. I think that's true. I think there's a lot of truth there.
What do you mean when you're
I think when
away?
you're away from a person, you don't think about them a lot. I get that feeling.
I think during the limerence phase, it's the opposite. I think during the limerence phase,
The what phase?
the limerence phase, like the honeymoon period,
Oh, okay.
I think that you think about them constantly.
But
Like,
that's the thing. You
you
guys weren't in that
obsess.
phase anymore. You were in the relationship phase, and
But even at that point, men are such simple creatures.
but that's the thing. Knowing that they're simple creatures, they're easy to satisfy. And I think that's how they feel. They feel like, well, you know how easy it is to make me happy, and you don't even do like the basic things.
But that's the thing, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what you would want. I mean, would you want a math book? I don't know. Honest to God, I know you better than anybody, and I don't know what you'd want.
Oh, you
And
know
I
better
honestly
than
don't even know.
Steve
this-
better than me.
Huh?
You knew Steve and Ben better than me. You lived with them for years.
Yeah, and I still to this day don't know what they want. Ben would I don't know. I know that Ben, like you, really enjoyed his porn. Ben really enjoyed his porn. So what do? Get him a porn calendar? I don't know. I don't know. Get Steve a 6-pack of beer? I don't know. Those are the things that if I had to choose what Ben liked more than anything in the world would be porn. Well, money and porn. And Steve would be beer. I don't know, but even me, speaking for myself, if you ask me what do you want for your birthday, Denise, I don't know. I don't know. That's just something that I don't know. But I do think part of it was that, I didn't dote. I mean, I would give them the, hey honey, how was your day thing, but I'm so afraid of pushing buttons and overstepping my boundaries because guys don't like the third degree. I'd only follow that up to a certain point. Maybe they needed more than that. And those two particularly were mama's boys. I mean, huge mama's boys. Huge mama's boys. I've never been a mama's boy like Ben. I mean, Ben was like, I've never been anything like that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. His mother handling his finances.
Oh yeah, it's in his 40s. In his fucking 40s.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
That's just... So maybe they needed more doting than that. But I mean, if you even feel the same way, that I don't give you enough of the how was your day thing, and I really think that I go above and beyond in that capacity. Not all the time, certainly not all the time, but when the conditions are right, when you're just getting home and there's not crazy stuff going on in the house and you're not too tired and conditions are right, I mean, we can sit here and you'll talk for like a half an hour and I'm like, keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm here to support you and I want to know that whether you're happy or you're sad, whether things are going good or going bad, and how can I help, and even if just sitting here and listening is helpful, that's what I want to do. And the fact that you don't think that's going on really concerns me, because I do not know how to up that game. I have no idea how to up that game, because I really think I'm going above and beyond in that capacity.
I think most of the time you do. I think it was, I kind of liken it to the situation about like with the girl comment on Mike. I think it just happened at the wrong time. It just happened at the wrong time.
But Steve and Ben had that same complaint that that was the word. That's what
I
I wasn't attentive.
I think you are, but just in your own way, and you just have to kind of understand that. I mean, you are very caring, but in your own way. And you're right. I think it's different than how some women would be, But maybe it's better. I don't know. But it is a little bit different.
Was Fran attentive like that? Because she was kind of threatened by your job. Your research was your mistress. I don't see it that way.
I think she was probably a little more like you. She wasn't really affectionate and stuff like that. She just, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, we did talk about stuff at work, but then I couldn't talk to her about a lot of stuff after a while. She felt like I was talking about math stuff, and I wasn't. I was just talking about stuff that was happening in the math department. She couldn't make that distinction. So, yeah, it was kind of that same situation, maybe.
I can make the distinction. The problem is that when there is a lot of math-heavy talk, I can't provide much insight because that's not my wheelhouse.
No, and I would never ask for her opinion of that. in that respect, you know.
When you're talking about social stuff,
Yeah.
like what's going on with all this fucking, should I research? They want me to do this, but then they tell me to do that.
And that's what my real problem. I mean, I can handle my work related stuff, and you know, honestly, it's like I don't like people giving opinions who don't know anything about math. Like some people, like if a women say, "Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're so smart," and it's like, you know, you're not even qualified to judge. You know, because you don't even know anything about math. So, you know, your opinion doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I told that to Karen once. She got so, and then no, what's that other girl? Oh,
I can't remember. She's the one that made all her food and the tomato.
no, it was the one that was in Indiana. What was her name? Elaine.
Oh wow.
And she said that about me, and I said, you know, you're not qualified to judge. She got really upset.
But why aren't they qualified to judge?
Because
I'm gonna take umbrage to that because
they're not mathematicians. She doesn't know if I'm good or bad. She doesn't know anything about my work. She should just not even offer an opinion.
But certainly the way we hear you speak, and I mean, you certainly compared to us. And if they've seen your CV,
I can't remember the comment, but she made some comment on something that I actually did, and I said to her, "How would you know if it's good or bad?" And
so now wait a minute, because now you just dug yourself a hole, pal. You just shot yourself in the foot with a shotgun, because you want a woman to be attentive and to coo over you and dote over you and stroke your ego. But then when they do, you tell them they're not qualified.
No, I don't want them to stroke me. You're totally wrong. I just want someone I can talk to, but not about the sort of stuff that I actually do. I know they're not able to do that, and I don't like to talk about like the technical stuff because.
But you're all upset because your parents didn't support you, and they didn't support you. They didn't give you confidence. They didn't tell you when you did a good job. So now you've got people who are going out of their way to tell you did a good job, and you're telling them you don't want that.
No, it's two totally different issues. I'm just saying I want someone to talk to and be able to discuss problems at work, but not actually work problems at work, but they're not related to what I do. They're just, like you say, social problems and whatnot. And I'm just trying to make the point that I in fact wouldn't want to talk to you about actual statistics or mathematics because I know you don't know. And B, you couldn't offer a valid opinion. You couldn't give me any advice, and I know that.
But I don't think it's wrong for someone to say that we think you're smart.
Well, I forget. No, it wasn't just that. She said she made a comment on something that I actually did, and then there was something else. Oh, I know what it was. There was another time. Hold on, I'll remember it really quick. She was talking about. She said that anybody can do anything. And I said, "Wow, I don't believe that at all." And she said, "Well, what do you think is a counterexample?" I said mathematics. I said to do mathematics professionally, you need an IQ 2 standard deviations above the mean. That's pretty well established, you know. She got really mad, and I said, first of all, you don't even know what mathematics is. I said, you can't even weigh in on this subject. You don't even understand the sort of mathematics I'm talking about. I said, you know, arithmetic and some algebra. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something totally different. You don't even have a clue what you're talking about.
And this was Elaine?
Yeah, and then she got really mad. She was with her son and her PC daughter-in-law, and they both agreed with her. And I said, I don't care what any of you think. You guys don't know about mathematics. You don't know what's required to be a mathematician. You don't know the level of intelligence or competence. I said, you can say whatever you want. And they all got really mad. They all got really mad at me. But her particularly, she thought I was elitist. I said, I'm not elitist. I'm just telling you the truth. You have to have an IQ well above average to be a professional mathematician, and that's a fact. You know.
See, I totally agree with you, but the way you said it was very elitist. Well, I totally agree. I agree with your statement. I just think the way in which you said it came off as being very elitist.
I couldn't get through to her.
Which is why I won't offer an opinion.
I couldn't get through to her any other way. I tried to explain. I said, you have to have an IQ 2 standard deviations above the mean. That's a fact. These people that do this.
Wasn't she highly educated?
She had a master's degree, but she was very populist. She had bad teachers, and she had a grudge against the educational system, And I told her, I said, not everyone can be a mathematician. It's just like not everyone can be a professional soccer player. That's like saying I could have played in the NBA. It's ridiculous.
I have a grudge against the educational system too, but I also know how the human brain works, and you have to have, a serious IQ to understand mathematics. Advanced mathematics.
Not everyone can be a professional sports player, a professional musician, a professional mathematician. It requires,
unless you have an egoplasty.
You can't take an average person and make them into that. It's just not going to happen. I don't care.
There's no possible way.
And she got really upset. Said I was an elitist pompous ass.
I think I have an above average intelligence, but I don't have the capacity for mathematics.
And that, of course, that came after my other comment. She wasn't competent to judge my work, and I think those two things really set her off.
That's what I was referring to. Why did you tell her she was?
She made some comment about something specifically I did, like she knew it was good work or something, and I wish I could remember the exact comment.
I commented on your PowerPoint presentation, and that was really, really good work, the Jeopardy thing.
Yeah.
So do I not have the validity to be able to say that? Because
it was actually like a piece of technical work I had done, and I can't remember the comment. Basically, she was like commenting on how good it was and everything, and she had no idea. It could have been total garbage. People publish all sorts of shit on a daily basis in journals.
But wouldn't you be hurt if you did something that you were really proud of and you showed it to me? We'll use the Jeopardy thing as an example. And I said, you know what? I really can't say. I don't know anything about math, statistics, Jeopardy. I don't know anything.
Well, that's why I showed you the Jeopardy. I knew that. Well, that's why I showed you the Jeopardy. I wouldn't show you stuff that you couldn't judge. I wouldn't. Like I said, that's my whole point. I don't bring up the technical parts of my job. I bring up the social parts, the psychological parts, because those to me are the real challenging ones. The technical stuff I can do.
See, those are the things that I understand.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I showed you the Jeopardy, because I knew that you would really enjoy that. Did you ever get to watch it in the slideshow?
I didn't watch it in the slideshow.
Here, let me show you. This was really cool. I'll show you really quick.
Can you do it on the phone?
No, I gotta do it on my computer. I got it over here.
I think that's what hung me up. Was I tried to do it. I had to download sheets.
Yeah, slideshow is hard to do. Here, I'll show you really quick. It won't take long. Ugh!
Just be prepared. I've already picked 6 ants off the couch, so.
I know, man. It's getting. The food's the thing. You gotta really watch the food. The food is really. Can you turn on the fan overhead? It's starting to get hot. Either that, or we should turn on the AC, one or the other.
We'll try the fan first. There's electricity. Hey.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm gonna do it again in the future.
And see, in my background too is I did artwork. Well, not a lot of artwork, but I've made a lot of PowerPoint presentations over the years. So I can, I'm kind of qualified to judge that too.
No, I didn't create it. I borrowed it from someone else. But then I just tailored it to my thing. Oh, we got this 2-factor authentication thing. This is so stupid.
So you have to do it different ways.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it didn't ask me this. That's surprising. It didn't ask me this time. It usually does. People are really upset about this. They really dislike it. In fact, they still might. No, they don't have to. Yeah, a lot of the old timers, they really dislike it a lot.
I don't blame them.
Oh man, they really.
I don't ever want to be that old person.
But see all the work I do for my class. I put up their syllabus, my office hours, what to do this week, what we're doing.
Did you come up with that? That's cute.
I found that online. It's so easy because teachers always say that students don't read the syllabus. So I just typed in syllabus under icons or under images. Here it is. I'll show you really quick. Let me do the volume here. Yeah, so somebody had a really good template, and I just took their template and doctored it. Here it is, geo parody. It's funny. Some of the sound effects work and some don't. I asked the guy who I downloaded from, he gave me an older version where the opening music, the opening music doesn't work on this one for some reason. Here we go. So you do like this. Isn't that cool?
That is really cool.
And you say, you know, today's categories, context, the big picture. And I always joke with them. I say, I have to tell you what BPOS means. You know, and they laugh. Descriptive statistics, relative standing, gamish. It's just like whatever. And then data types. And then they get to choose. And then, so like you.
Oh, that's really cool.
Data statistics for 200. The one thing you report from a bar plot. And then you start the timer.
Oh, that's really cool.
Hold on. There it goes. And then when it's done,
wow.
You take their answer if they get it right.
Wow.
If they get it wrong, and if it's a really hard one.
Do you ever do the boo?
No, I don't do the boo. No. You can't with millennials.
I would dare the millennial.
And then you click on the answer, and then you click here. It takes you back to the board. Whoops. Hold on. Go to the response. Okay, hold on. Oh, no, you have to click on home. That's right. And then it takes you back to the original board.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
And you keep doing that, you know. Start the timer. Take the answer. Then you go to the response. And then you go back to home. Isn't that neat?
Wow, that is very cool.
And then finally they have Final Jeopardy in the end. And there is music for it too, I think. How do you get the music to play?
Oh my God.
That's the music for Final Jeopardy.
That is so cool.
I didn't figure out how the music worked till the very last class.
Oh, that's funny though. But you can use this again and again from your class.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna use that.
Awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't until the third class the day I figured out how to use it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then that's the final answer. Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Wow, that is very cool.
I didn't make that up. Somebody else did. But basically what you do is they have the template and then you fill in. So what you have to do is all of the slides are already here. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is fill in these
categories and your questions and answers.
And questions and answers. That's it. Yeah. So the whole thing was there. That takes a hell of a lot of work.
It takes a hell of a lot of work, and that's really good. That's fantastic that you can do that yourself because you know what level the students are at.
And they like, and it's actually a way to help them review too, because it really does. Because when you tell them like they're playing for exam points, like extra points on the exam, they really take it seriously. They're actually really work on it. But I knew you would appreciate that.
That was really cool. Yeah, I didn't get the full effect with the music and everything and the timer.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, because I scrolled through. I looked at a lot of the questions and answers. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, me too. How's your tummy?
Good.
You got a tan.
I know, I stick my hand on the car.
You got a driver's tan.
Actually, it's not that much different. I was out
I'm
the beach
surprised.
too.
I'm surprised.
Sun is bright today.
It was. We missed it. You have tomorrow off, so maybe we can do the birthday thing tomorrow.
It's an
Maybe we
idea.
can do something during the day.
It's an idea. I gotta go in the morning, do some stuff. I started to go in today, and then I remembered things I wanted to do for you, so I figured I'd come back.
Yeah, I thought I heard you leave this morning. I figured you went to work. Although you did say last night you were going to go in for a couple of hours. We'd be home by the time I woke up.
I was driving on the way, and then it occurred to me when I could get you. So I was like, I turned around and then came back.
Yeah, save your money. We can use that to do something fun like bowling or a movie or dinner or something.
Yeah, the Shape of Water's not playing at the sheep movies yet.
Or canoeing or something. Because we don't have fun around the time if the management go away.
Oh God, you're right. You're right. Mid-March, I start to go away. Friends again?
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, some cool. Missing my best friend.
Me too, but I'm like you. I'm prepared for it to happen.
I'm not gonna leave you.
if you're right here, you can still not be here.
Oh.
And that's how it's been this week. You've been not totally, but you've been every day a little bit further away.
Yeah, I'm worried about the differences pulling us apart.
Yeah.
Partly because the romantic thing is on the table, like you say.
I mean, even when it's not consciously on the table, I feel like it's got to be, at least for me, subconsciously, or the things that drive me crazy wouldn't drive me so crazy.
Yeah, probably you're right.
And like I said, if I weren't so alone, if I had an outlet, someone who is more like me, not even necessarily a guy, just even like a Patty type who isn't psychotic or psychopathic. She's not psychotic, she's psychopathic. Just someone that I could talk to or spend time with, that I had more things in common with. Or shouldn't even say in common. I mean, I guess it is in common. That secure, safe environment that I know I'm comfortable with.
But then when you just shift over to them, did you feel so comfortable with them?
I don't know, that's a good question. I didn't really think of that. So I guess it would depend on the level of comfort and those differences, because no matter who it is, there's going to be differences.
It's true. No one person can be anything to a person, everything to a person.
Like, you're like, I don't know how you can live with me, you know. You can probably find a better roommate. It's like, I don't think that's true. The average roommate...
Felix Unger.
even take Jason as an example.
Yeah.
He's way too clean for me. I mean, I don't think even on a roommate capacity I could live like that. I don't. The only thing you've dinged me on is having papers on the table. I can't imagine what someone like Jason... Oh, I can't imagine.
I think he's pretty easygoing.
I don't know, he seems to be a neat freak. I don't know. But I mean, that hasn't been said about the roommate thing. The average roommate, if I were to respond to a Craigslist ad looking for a roommate, and I would probably go after a guy because I can't stand women, they're probably going to be partying half the night, loud music.
Did you like that?
Drinking it. Not as a roommate. I mean, in a mate once in a while, going out and partying, listening to loud music. Every once in a while, something fun to do. But the average roommate is going to be filthy all over the place, noisy all the time, women, parties. Just, I mean, God only knows what. God only knows what. Dishes everywhere. Just dishes, clothes. Just.
Well, see, that's how I feel like. Sometimes I feel like you're just settling for me. It's like, well, probably nothing else will come along. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's really harsh.
What do you mean, settling romantically or settling roommate-wise?
I don't know. Maybe both. I don't know. Like, well, no one else maybe is going to be interested in me, and this guy is. And I don't know.
Nah.
I think you're a better person than that, but sometimes I want to talk a little bit of that going on.
Nah, because number one, I'm not looking for a relationship. And number two, when you're not around, I want you to be around, so I don't think that's settling.
It's nice of you to say that, and I appreciate that.
Well, that's why I was moping yesterday. I was kind of snarky yesterday, because, you know, I kind of wanted you to go to the reptile thing, but that's my thing. It's not your thing, and we're not a couple, so what?
And I would like to have gone. I just needed to get away to the beach. I really had to just.
You know,
something about the beach. It really does relax me, even under the bad circumstances yesterday.
Like, I know you have to work on the weekends, and I know you have to work tomorrow, but I still feel kind of gypped that, you know, we can't do something fun together. I mean,
and hopefully, if I don't do the research thing, I'll have more time. I think I will have more time. If I can get the energy thing, I'll definitely have more time. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to go on the diet. I want to have more energy and more time.
I can do things on my own tomorrow, but I'm going to feel kind of gypped because it's a holiday that you have off. And I'm going to feel like, you know, he could be spending it with me, but he's working again. And so I think if I were settling, I don't think I'd feel that way. I don't think. And as far as roommates, the reality is I've never had a roommate that wasn't a de facto husband. I've seen people with roommates, including you, and as crazy as you drive me as a roommate, I think I'm getting off easy compared to the average roommate. Don't you think? I mean, don't you think the average roommate would have their friends over all the time? They'd be sitting here watching sports with the guys, and
Oh yeah, probably.
there'd be fucking naked women walking through the house, and probably a pit bull. I mean, who knows? I mean,
It's going to Craigslist. Look for a roommate. Wanted. Guy with pit bull and has naked women walking through the house.
I mean, think of all the roommates you've had.
We'll
like,
be ready immediately to move in.
from Fat Matt to who was the last? Fat Matt was the first one. Who was Richard? And
What was it? Was that guy DJ or whatever?
yeah,
Oh,
TJ, that's what it was. TJ.
Yeah. Oh god.
Could you see me living with them?
What's that?
Could you see me living with any of them?
They actually had very few friends over. They didn't do very much. They usually went up to the room and actually that's why it worked out so well. We pretty much take care of ourselves.
Didn't they kind of drive you crazy? Well, Richard was needy. Richard was very needy, and he was a fucking
He's
frog
a
mouth.
blowhard, yeah.
He's a
He
huge
was a
frog
frog mouth, yeah.
Then the women, like Trish and Mary, they're just so persnickety.
Yeah, Trish was just. But it was her house, so her rules, her house. I couldn't say anything, So, but yeah, Trish was real pain. She was like passive aggressive.
Yeah, sometimes I feel that you're passive aggressive.
Maybe sometimes. I try not to be. I don't like that person.
Sometimes I think it's human nature, though. I mean, I'm sure sometimes I'm passive aggressive. I'm not even aware I'm doing it.
Yeah, sometimes by bringing up something, you're just going to start an argument, so you try to avoid it, and then it builds up, and then, it comes out another way.
Yeah, Denise drinks. Then it comes out. Because I've been holding it back and holding it back and holding it back.
Oh,
I just gotta choose my battles, but I'm not used to living with other people.
I know.
And we did have a kind of romantic thing a couple of times, and we still have mixed messages going on. I mean, that's the only thing I can say is that things about you that drive me nuts, I think they drive me nuts because those are qualities that I would not tolerate in a mate, and on some level I see you as a mate, and that's why they upset me. I think if it was TJ doing the same things, they drive me crazy, but I wouldn't harp on them.
Yeah. I think you're going to change me, but then I just get pissed off.
Yeah, and that's the other problem. I don't want to change you. That's a big thing for me. I don't want to change them. I don't want anyone to try to change me. I don't want to try to change anyone. So then I have resentment that person isn't like that naturally. Why isn't he naturally this type of person?
And see, the thing is, you don't realize whether you mean it or not. It comes off as snarky when you say things like, I don't know how anyone as intelligent as you. I mean, it's like a backhand compliment. It really comes off. And I know you don't mean it that way, but it does come off as snarky.
Well, I know how it feels because Steve said that to me for years, and it would send me into tears every time. Every time. I was like, how could he be so mean to me? Only now, because the tables are turned, do I get it and I appreciate exactly what he was saying. Now I totally get what he was saying. And but when he would say it to me, it would break my heart. It's like, how could you say it about me? That's so mean. That's so mean. That's such an insult. How could you say that? Now I'm in those shoes. Surely you must see that about me sometimes, that I'll do something really stupid and you're like...
No, I just figure everyone has an off day. Even Babe Ruth struck out 4 times in a game. Everyone has their days. Doesn't mean you're a bad person or there's a character flaw. It just means you had a bad day. Or you're a fuck up, You forgive yourself and you get up and you dust yourself off and move on. I don't dwell on things. That's another difference between us.
I think there's a gender difference too, though.
I like to move on.
Women do dwell. Women, even according to one of the reasons I like Peterson is that he cites his studies. He cites where he gets his information, and women are very high in neuroticism.
I know it's the biggest problem, really.
Yeah, but it's just as much a problem to us that you guys aren't. It depends on whose criteria you're judging by.
Yeah, for a while I got no hits on Plenty of Fish because I started off saying, after I read my original profile, it was like, not looking for drama queens, mother wannabes, psychic vampires, and then I said, okay, now that I've weeded out 99% of you, you know.
No, I never did read that one.
And I wasn't getting any hits at all. I was getting 0. And now I won't get any because I uninstalled it. See, it's not going up.
You don't have to prove it to me. You don't have to prove it to me.
I don't have to, but I will.
I wish you still had it because I think it's a good outlet. I think it's good for self-esteem.
Oh, see, no more plenty of fish.
I don't think that's right, though. I think you should be able to go on a date if you want to go on a date.
See, no more. I'm taking on this other calculator, though. Man, I'll tell you, I got so much stuff already used up. It's not funny, though. Like, where can you find out how much memory space? Let's see.
Storage. System apps, app permissions.
I'm not even use sort by size. Will it tell you? But it doesn't tell you how much total, does it?
Yeah, you can go back to, there's a storage.
Yeah. I want to delete what can I delete? Do I have to keep DirecTV?
I don't think it'll let you delete that.
I don't have to keep Samsung Internet.
It won't let you delete that either.
Fuck.
That came preloaded, that came preloaded, that came preloaded.
Samsung Health, I don't need that.
Preloaded.
Really? Mm-hmm. Fuck, look at Walmart. 91
wow.
megabytes.
Wait a minute. Can you clear
Holy
the cache? Permissions, memory, storage. Huh. Clear. Only 2 megabytes of. Wow. Let's just save you 2 megabytes. That's all. Wow.
Man. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Bixby Voice. I hate that, but you can't delete that. Yeah. YouTube. LinkedIn I don't need, actually. I am going to take out LinkedIn.
See if it'll let you.
Yeah, it'll let me uninstall LinkedIn. I don't use it that much.
I mean, I suppose you could try to uninstall Samsung Internet. On older versions, like the Galaxy S5, you could not.
8-ball pull I'm going to take off. Because they make you buy shit after a while. That's 80-some megabytes. They do take a lot of space. I couldn't even load that on my old machine. It's so much. Okay, let's see. Always on display. Let's sort by size again. Didn't it? Or is it here? No, it's already sorted by size, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Facebook I don't need. I'm taking that off.
See if it'll let you. It may not let you. It never used to let you.
Force stop.
It won't let you. Facebook was one of those that you could not get rid of.
Probably won't help. Probably won't.
I don't think it'll take the whole thing off.
Yeah, disable. Well, I can disable it.
Yeah, but it won't let you take.
Yeah. Isn't that stupid? Uninstall unsuccessful.
Just, yep. Oh, yeah, it did the updates. That's it.
Damn it, that sucks. Let's see, WordStreak, Samsung keyboard, Google.
You could try getting rid of. Honestly, you've got 64 gigabytes of space. I can't imagine. Do you have a micro SD card in there?
No, I'm going to put it in the Yelp. I don't need Yelp. I could kind of use it, but I don't know. Anymore, I'm tired of rating restaurants. I don't even like it doing that anymore. Okay, so let's see. Actually, this isn't very big. These here, it's like kilobytes. Netflix. I don't watch shit on my phone. I just, well, I don't know. Maybe I'd want to look up something.
Yeah, you have looked up things before to see if it's on Netflix.
I'll keep it.
It's only a little bit of space. I guarantee you don't have that much space on your phone because you get 63 gigabytes. 64 gigabytes. So you've probably got 40 gigabytes left, I would think.
I have to keep Drive, yeah. Yeah, all of these I can...
But look, we're only talking like tens of megabytes.
Oh, I need that to log into my thing. Could take off Tumblr. I don't need Tumblr. I don't use Tumblr. Yeah, these aren't very much. Okay, well, I guess I'll keep these.
Go back to, let's see what you got in storage. So you've only got 1 gigabyte of apps, so that's not a lot.
I'm using up 17 gigabytes out of 64. Clear now.
Clear now. See, it'll only save you 1 gigabyte, but
still, though, it's good. All right, let's see.
There.
16. Wow.
So available space is 47.6 gigabytes.
So I'm using like a fourth of my memory already. I don't even.
But a good chunk of that is system software.
I know, isn't that ridiculous? Jeez, it's ridiculous. Anyhow, let me get off on that. Oh, funny fish, I don't have it on there anymore, so now you
It doesn't bother me. It just
does. It does bother you.
Valentine's Day bothered me.
It would bother you though, still.
No, I don't think it would. I really
find
don't.
somebody and then I'd leave you, like all the rest.
But you could find somebody out while you're pumping gas.
No.
And I want you to be happy. And if leaving is
Oh.
I could find someone too. It just felt just everything else on the whole Valentine's Day thing. Even if you had just said, "Hey, sweetie, happy Valentine's Day," that would have taken the sting out of it. It just, that whole day was just.
I just felt like you said it's just another day, like you weren't even interested in it. Because that's how you always say. You say it's just another day. I don't care about it.
Yeah, and it is, but it just kind of.
Well, then I took you at face value. So what am I supposed to do?
But I took you at face value that you're Mr. Romantic. You're always so romantic, and you're the one who dotes on me, and there was no doting at all. Total strange women were doting on me. It was just weird. And I mean, I didn't want any romance or anything. I just thought, even for irony's sake. And I think also because Monday had been a little weird. You had been kind of cold on Monday. And then Tuesday came along, you're still kind of cold. And I thought, when he gets home, we'll go out to dinner. And then you're kind of cold and you came home. And just, everything was just kind of weird. Everything was going on with that fucking cunt property manager again. And just.
I'm gonna grab a little gas. Hold on a second.
But then it was also weird because it was so weird because I was so pissed off at the property manager. I was like, the stress that I'm going through with every single day, a new drama from her, it's just not worth staying in Maine. But then you came home and you had been weird on Monday, and you were weird on Tuesday, and I was like, well, as soon as I make up my mind to stay in Florida, he does something to make me want to stay in Maine. It's just.
So what are you gonna do?
I have no idea.
I mean, I know you're going back in March.
I'm waiting to hear from the property manager.
But that's when you plan to go back, right? Probably in March.
March, probably no later than the second week of April if I can get away with it.
Oh, I hope my stomach is starting to feel a little bad now.
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of grumbly in the tummy.
You want to?
I might actually end up needing Imodium. It just feels that grumbly.
I wonder if those eggs that I've never had eggs where the shells are really soft. It seemed weird to me, but there was no reason to think that they were bad and I even smelt them. I opened up and I smelt them and they didn't smell bad.
They were under the use by date. I had 2 eggs day before yesterday, I think. Those same eggs from that same carton, and I don't remember them being soft.
It's really weird.
And I sure didn't get sick.
Kind of like when you hear about those like eagles, they don't like the DDT causes their
God,
eggs.
yeah.
That's how it felt. It just felt like really kind of like.
Oh my God.
Like you put your fingers on it and the shell goes in.
That's not good.
It's weird.
Did the eggs look okay when you cracked them open? They look normal?
They look good. They didn't smell bad. So I was like, oh well, I guess it's okay. Then we fried them, so it's like,
They tasted absolutely fine.
The milk is a little old, but it's not that. I don't think it's turned yet.
I've been putting milk in my coffee because I thought it would turn, so I've been trying to kind of use it up.
It's to the point where it's getting a little sour, but it's not. It's nowhere near being turned. I don't think. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
I don't know. A lot of it's going to be dependent on our stomachs in the next couple of hours.
You want to watch a film maybe? Watch some on DVR or whatever?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good movies you haven't seen yet.
Kind of an anticlimactic birthday, though, I gotta say.
Oh,
I kind of expected to do some fun stuff today, and
it's not over. We can still do some stuff.
it's
if you
involved a lot of crying and possibly diarrhea.
want. You can go out and do stuff still.
Yeah, we missed the whole day. Now that our tummies are upset, we really can't go anywhere. I at least expected us to go out to dinner, but I thought that would be good. But now I'm not sure about that either.
I guess we're gonna put off our cheat day till tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe I'll go get us a cake tonight. Oh.
See, you hear that?
I heard it before, but I didn't hear it now. Did you ever see the movie Fractured?
Didn't I watch that with you?
I don't think you've seen Fractured. It's actually a really good movie.
That's the one with Anthony Hopkins, right?
And the other guy, Ryan Gosling.
I can honestly say I'm not interested.
Okay.
But if you want to put it on, feel free. I'm not feeling great enough to...
Yeah, that hurt my feelings one night too. I wanted to show you that Drago scene. And you said, I'll never forget, you said, no thanks, not interested.
What scene?
That scene Drago from Rocky IV. And he said, no, thanks, not
Oh,
interested.
sorry. But you know I'm not interested in Rocky.
But it was just that one scene. It was, and that's kind of like an iconic, that's like a pop culture thing. I want to share my pop culture with you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No thanks, not interested.
I'm sorry. I'm
Aw.
sorry.
Such a funny scene.
Didn't I end up watching it though?
No, you didn't.
Are you sure?
I know you didn't, because I was hurt. I was like, aw. I wanted to share my pop culture with you. It was only like a 1 minute scene. It was a really short scene.
Do you have another DVR?
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. It was just one of those things.
Fat.
Oh,
No, I'm sorry.
it's okay. So I'm going to remember that line.
Those are the differences. Yeah, no thanks, not interested. Those are the things that you're worried about as far as differences? Because the 3 differences you cited aren't a concern at all. In
Well,
fact, I will probably get a guitar at some point.
I was just concerned that our interests were going to make us go apart from each other because we do like different things.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the interests specifically or just the... I don't know, the fact that the environments that cause those interests are so different. That's what worries me.
And a little bit of it's just my situation. Once I get more energy, I won't sit around and watch movies. In fact, I don't like doing that, but it's all I have energy to do. I'm just exhausted.
But don't you think every human does that at the end of a work day?
No, like I said, when guys get up, they send their kids off to work, they come home, they mow the lawn, they do stuff with the kids, they help with homework. They have lives after work.
I don't think that's the reality. I think most guys, most males and females, at the end of a work day, they come home and they take off their shoes, have a drink.
That's what my dad did. He just was waiting on. Watch whatever he got to want to watch.
The only time I went out, like Mike and I went out, I think it was on Thursday night, was league night. But other than that, we stayed home. We were in our 20s, teens and 20s.
Well, I don't want to. I want to do other things.
Now the weekends are a different story, especially when you've got this much available to you. I'm kind of bummed out that I wasted my whole birthday. I really thought this was going to be a fun day, but it's not worked out. That's really got me kind of bummed out, to be honest.
Well, maybe it's good that we talked, though. I think it was...
I think it's good.
I feel closer after we talked.
I think it's good that we talked. I feel like I'm not going to wait a whole year before I can have another birthday and go out and do something fun.
You're the one that said, oh, I don't care. I don't want to do anything. It's just a stupid birthday.
Well, I did. A couple of weeks ago, I really wanted to do something. I really wanted to do something Facebook-worthy. I really wanted to do something Facebook-worthy. And there was kind of an underlying goal to that if I posted, like I really wanted to go to the garlic so I could post pictures of the garlic. so people would know Denise is in Florida, especially people like Bill. Don't bother texting me because I'm not even in Maine. We will never meet again. Goodbye. I live in Florida now. Just to get the message out there that I'm in Florida.
You could post your snake pictures.
Yeah, I suppose, but I want it to be like, it's my birthday and I'm out with my friend at the garlic. Yeah, good times, good times. Whereas now it's like, But I was really excited about doing something on my birthday. Then, after things started getting weird between us and the depression kicked in, I was like, I don't want to do anything. But then yesterday, I was like, at least we'll have a nice dinner. You know, maybe do the riverboat cruise. We'll do something. Something fun will happen. And then everything went to shit last night.
I'm sorry. I feel like I ruined your birthday now.
No, it wasn't you. It was me.
I'm the one that made that comment that got you so upset.
Yeah, but you've made those comments in the past and it's not bothered me at all. Things have just been continually going downhill.
Lots of things with women you have to think about. You have to think about, oh, it's their birthday, they're feeling bad because they don't look as good. And you can't say anything around their birthday. And then, kind of like Clint Eastwood and Beguiled, he wasn't thinking about how women think, you know. Guys don't think that way.
Yeah, and that's the thing that is weird about you because, not to harp on Valentine's Day, but you usually do think that way. You usually think about how something's going to affect me, and that's one of the things you are conscientious about, is when it comes to me and my feelings.
But you know, the thing about it is, it's like a no-win situation. When you tell me not to bring stuff home for you and I do, you get upset. When you say Valentine's Day is not important, it's just another day, and then I don't treat it like that, you get upset. When I take you at your word, you get upset. When I don't take you at your word, you get upset. It's like a no-win situation because you said, so for Valentine's Day, oh, it's just another day. I don't care. That's what you said to me. I was like, okay, it's not a big deal to you.
Yeah, but the Matt I used to know, it's also not a big deal to him, but the Matt I used to know would be like...
I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to obey your wishes. That's like you said, the thing about I brought home the sweets when you didn't want to. So I thought you told me you didn't like it. Because then if I do something, you'll say, I told you it didn't mean anything to me. You never listened to me. And then I would have got that serpent. So it's like, okay, I listened to her. She said it wasn't important. I'm not going to push it. So, it's like I can't win sometimes.
I can kind of understand that. But it's kind of apples and oranges thing because wishing me a happy Valentine's Day isn't the same thing as bringing in, sugar that's causing me to get fat. After I said no. I didn't say, I don't want to do anything on Valentine's Day. I just said, it's just a regular day. I didn't lay down a law saying that, oh no, we're not doing anything on Valentine's Day.
If I have to have Valentine's Day, you say, well, you didn't listen to me. I told you it's nothing big to me. I don't care. I would have heard that. So it's like,
but why would I do that for something like Valentine's Day? I would have been like, me. I would have been like, aw, it's not a big deal for me, but thank you, that's so sweet. Thank you for, not even doing anything, just saying Happy Valentine's Day. Just saying Happy Valentine's Day.
I don't know, after you reacted so violently over the cookies, I don't know what to expect sometimes, honestly.
But do you see the difference between wishing someone a Happy Valentine's Day and causing the person to be morbidly obese with pancreatitis? Do you see the difference between the two?
No, because I don't think one thing of cookies is going to give you pancreatitis. I didn't think it was a huge...
But it's not one thing of cookies. It's like every day we're eating bad food. Every day. And I said at least 3 times, I'm on my diet today. I'm going to be on my diet today.
And we still do. That's the thing. It's like, nothing changed. And you haven't got upset in those days since that.
Because you specifically asked me, do you want anything for a snack? And I said, no, I don't want anything because I'm on my diet. And you said, are you sure? And I said, I don't want anything in this house to tempt me. And you still got it. So it seemed like you went out of your way to sabotage my diet.
Yeah, I don't remember anything in the house. I just remember you saying she didn't want anything.
Yeah, I said I was really doing good on my diet and I didn't want to get off track again. I said, I'm really doing good.
Yeah, I could have wished you happy Valentine's Day or not, but then I don't think it's such a big deal. It's such a throwaway thing. Why is it such a big deal?
Because the old Matt would have done it, and I felt like the old Matt was starting to disappear the day or two before Valentine's Day. The old Matt something's happening to the old Matt. He's morphing, he's disappearing. And then on Wednesday, it's like, wow, the old Matt is gone. If it was always like you to be not romantic and not sweet and caring and
Well, I do.
kind of sometimes cheesy. I mean,
you'll
you'll
worry about doing romantic things. I don't.
but I'll be sitting here and you'll send me a video of like the most romantic song on the planet. It's like, I heard this song on the way to work today. Oh, it reminded me of you. And it's like, oh, that's so sweet. And I get all verklempt. And I mean, it's just so sweet. It's just so romantic and so sweet. Even if there's no romance going on, that was a really sweet thought. So then here's the day set aside out of the whole year for romantic, sweet thoughts. And you couldn't even say Happy Valentine's Day? If that were always you, it wouldn't have bothered me. But it was just so antithetical to the way you normally act. I just kind of expected that at the very least you'd be like, Happy birthday, Happy Valentine's Day, sweetie, I'll see you later. Or if you forgot that it was Valentine's Day, which is understandable, I would think the first thing you'd say when you get home was, how was your Valentine's Day? But no, this is the guy who 2 days before had sent me the most romantic song.
I know that neither one of us did anything, and then I didn't even know it was Valentine's Day until during the day.
I'm just saying, it was out of character for you. That's all I'm saying. It was out of character for you. That's why it's a big deal.
Well, I think
here's a guy that's normally very romantic and sweet. And Sunday, kind of not romantic. Monday, really not romantic. Then Tuesday, all of a sudden, just not acting like yourself at all. It just kind of validated the fact that we're growing apart.
I don't know what you mean, but I mean, it kind of worries me a little bit sometimes, because I kind of wonder if you don't read into things a little bit sometimes.
Oh, so that song you sent me was... How do you not read into that?
Which one was that?
I can't remember. It was the last song you sent me. It was a really, really romantic song. Now I'm going to go look it up. And it was just like so romantic. How could I not read into that? I don't know how I could not read into that.
Let's see.
Oh my God.
Probably sent it in Google Hangouts. Let me see. I sent you something. I think about sending you a lot of songs. I don't send you a lot of songs.
You said I thought this made me think of you, and I was like, all verklempt and...
Let's see. Oh, the Al Jarreau song.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
How could I not read into that?
And that's kind of like desperation, really, because it's like saying, I don't know how to get through to you.
One way, one thing, one touch, and I'm closer to you. So I forget what day you sent that to me. So you send me that, but you don't expect me to read into that? How am I supposed to do that?
Actually, what I meant by that was that it's actually kind of like frustration. Like, I know there's one way to get to you, but apparently I don't know what it is.
You could have tried by saying Happy Valentine's Day. An elderly black woman said Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart. And I was like, oh, that's so nice of you. You're probably the only person who will say that to me all day. And she was like, yeah, it's kind of sad. And I'm like, yeah, I know, right? And then I went to the Turtle Center, and the chick there said Happy Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, thank you. So how do you go from being like, and that's just one example. You do stuff like that all the time. You get chest pain?
Yeah, a little bit, I think. It might be a back from the stomach, periphery back, but we'll see. Anyhow, go ahead.
That's just one example. You send me lyrics like that, not all the time, but fairly frequently. You send me stuff like that, and you'll say romantic things like that. Or you'll just wish me have a good day, or you'll just be.
Well, of course I always have your back.
But you'll be like, I don't know. There's an underlying. I don't even want to say romance. There's just. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just your character to be kind of romantic, kind of schmaltzy, as you said, which I like. I'm not complaining. I like the schmaltzy thing. But that's kind of in your character. And then here's the day of schmaltz and nothing.
But I probably am trying to hold back a little bit, because I'm starting to see that, like I said, I started to see we were kind of different. And I did have concerns about trying to be really romantic, because I do worry about the prospects of it turning out. So maybe there was a little bit of...
So that's good to know. That's good information to have. I wish you told me that then. And now that I have that information, it's, I don't know, just add that to the evidence files to try to figure out what to do. Because if you're starting to have doubts, then that's
Well, we both have doubts about
Yeah,
us
but I've
working
always
out
had doubts. You didn't.
romantically, you know.
I'm the one who always had doubts. You're the one. But like, just the way you treated me this week was so, I don't know, it was just so cold. You're just not a cold. You're not cold to me, I should say. Fran said you're a cold-hearted bastard. You're not cold to me. You've never been cold to me. And this past week.
Well, she did, because I wasn't to her, but I was to other people. It was like a joke. But, yeah.
Oh, I know it was a joke, but I mean, when I say you're not cold, you are to other people. I don't know that I call you a cold-hearted bastard, but you are to other people.
And sometimes it might have been I just wanted to jack off and you were around and I was just like, kind of antsy. Maybe that's what it was.
What did you do with Fran with that situation?
Oh God, I didn't talk to her about that stuff. She didn't want to hear any of that.
Yeah, but did you get cranky around her for the same reason? Because you just wanted to jack off and there she was?
Maybe. I don't remember. I'm sure those situations occurred, I'm sure. But I probably just went someplace and did it.
Do you ever think that, totally different subject, do you ever think that all the jacking off is causing the ED? Because that does happen.
It's possible.
Porn addiction causes erectile dysfunction, actually.
I don't know. I kind of wondered, but I don't know. Yeah, I could be doing all sorts of things, transforming my brain. You know, and hopefully once I get this semester under control, I'm not under as much pressure. I won't feel the need to. I hope. So working out, eating better, hopefully getting a little more balanced. I'm not good at dealing with stress though.
Me either. And I get stressed more easily than you do. In fact, that's my thing reminding me to take my blood pressure pill. Yeah, I have way more triggers than you do. And, you know, the hot bodies thing just it was just the breaking point. It was just, you know, I'm already down on my looks. I mean, remember Lenny told me that I look like Whoopi Goldberg? I mean, that was just like, that's like the worst thing you could ever say to a person. I mean,
Yeah, he doesn't think you're black. That's hilarious.
I know, right? Isn't that the funniest fucking... Could you pick a blacker, more ugly woman in the world? But he doesn't. He has no clue that I'm black. Yeah, I look like Whoopi Goldberg. Actually, I think he called her Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh my God. And I was just devastated. I mean, that's the last thing. I mean, I don't know what that translates to in the male world, but... You know, what if I said, look at you, you look like Andre the Giant? I mean, wouldn't that be like the worst thing you'd want to hear? I mean, So I'm already down on my looks, and then, you know, here you are pulling away from me, and then the comment about all the hot bodies, and it's like, and then saying, I've never seen so many hot bodies in my life, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is Daytona Beach. It's Daytona 500 weekend.
Well, we've been out to Daytona Beach a lot. We've never seen anything like this.
And I guess it's true that there probably wouldn't be this many hot bodies on the Gulf Coast. Except maybe in,
Miami, probably.
No, the Gulf Coast where we were up.
Oh, the Gulf Coast, yeah.
Where is it?
But even
Panama City.
But even when we were in Ormond Beach, we didn't. Yeah, Panama City.
Yeah, Panama City would probably see some of that, but...
And it was just like the clothes they were wearing too. They weren't even like on like Ormond Beach. At least they were swimsuits. These were just like.
Maybe it's because you don't watch TV. I grew up with MTV, and every fucking year, for spring break, naked women, as naked as they could be for MTV, and just like, you know, Steve-O thongs. Just, I mean, seriously, just nothing but a triangle in front. That's it.
And you know, Florida cracked down on that. For a while, apparently they're not doing it anymore, or at least not that area.
I suspect they make exceptions for 500 weekend and for spring break. I think those are the two exceptions. I think in the off season, for the locals, it's probably still enforced, because I heard that too. But it was like, oh man, it's like.
Yeah, it's bad timing. perfect storm.
Yeah, I mean, he's cruising plenty of fish, doing his porn thing 100 hours a day, and doesn't even wish me a happy Valentine's Day, and...
Bastard.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't feel valuable as a woman. And honestly, I don't feel valuable as a person, you know, because looks are so important. I just don't feel like I have any worth at all. And it pisses me off because I know inside I'm wonderful. It's just because of the outside, it doesn't matter what the inside's like. And you...
Cute.
I don't think I'm cute at all.
You see that?
I wish I were. If I were cute, I wouldn't have these problems. But maybe when I get this out, I can talk this plastic surgeon into tightening shit up. Tighten all this shit up, pal, and just...
Would they do that on Medicare, though?
Probably not. I'd have to find a fucking unethical surgeon and say, you know, just... when you're taking this out, just kind of pad the bill. Just do what you can do that you can slide in. If I could find an unethical surgeon, I would do that.
Oh.
Absolutely, I would do that. It's at the point where I would even strip for money, but nobody wants to see this.
There are lots of guys that like big women. Look at Spock.
I'm big and saggy and old, though. I mean, it's...
And they're like tight and whatever.
But there are a lot of big women who have really pretty faces. I need to have that going for me, so...
Oh, you have a cute smile. You do. Very cute smile. You're right up there.
But do you see what I'm saying about how if you were just acting out of your character?
I guess you read into a lot of things.
Oh my God, Al Jarreau, how do you not read into that?
Hmm?
How do you not read into those lyrics? That song.
But actually you read what I guess again I was trying to make the point that, you know, there was one way but I couldn't figure it out. That's what the guy is saying. If I could just figure out one way.
But why do you want to figure it out? Because you love the woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's romance, love and romance. I mean, if you could figure out the way. So I don't think I was wrong reading into that. That is a love song.
Yeah, but a lot of things I think you do, like my moods when I come home and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think I'm that variable from day to day. You know.
I don't know. This past week you have been. And you even voiced it, you know, twice in this conversation that, you know, we seem to be growing apart and you're giving serious thought to if this is even going to work. And like I said, that's in the evidence file now. Now that you're wondering if it's going to work.
Well, it's just because we have different preferences, but you said that's not a problem, so at least not, well, you said romantically it might be, but otherwise it's not, so. And right now I'm on the otherwise page because I just don't.
What do you mean, otherwise?
I don't think that you would want to have me as a romantic interest. I really don't. I still think that there's a party that just, I don't know, just.
Consciously, I don't want anybody.
I mean, I think it's just, I think you kind of like brainwash yourself. You're living with me and then the person that you live with, it's kind of like a Stockholm effect.
That is probably part of it, certainly to the extent that I pick up your characteristics. And I mean, I think that is part of it. With every guy I've been with, though, it's been that way. I just kind of like an arranged marriage. You're together. You just you learn to fall in love with the person.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
But if I didn't enjoy your company, you know, why would I miss you when you're not around?
Do you enjoy my company?
Why would I miss you when you're not around? I'm bummed out today that we didn't get to do anything, although I'm glad we talked. And I'm to the point of tears that we're not going to do anything tomorrow. We've had 3 days together and we've not done anything together.
There'll be other days. It's not the last day, and there's always spring break too. There's time.
Yeah, but it's my birthday. It's like there's a week of two special days.
I know. We should have never even had this conversation. I knew it was bad.
No, I mean, what we're gonna do. Go out.
We could have it tomorrow.
No, because I was already in tears. I was already so depressed. I mean, I was suicidal last night. I was flat out. The guy across the street might even come over and say something because he heard me crying so hard. So it's not like I could just, get up and go out today. Especially after we started arguing when you were like, I'm not going to change my behavior, tiptoe around you and cater to your sensitivities. Which is true. I don't, and that's what makes me think I should go back to Maine, because I don't want you to have to cater to my sensitivities. But I don't know how I can squelch those sensitivities. It's just easier to live alone where you don't have to squelch anything. You're not accountable to anyone. You don't have to make excuses. You don't have to defend your actions or what you watch or what you drink or what makes you sad or.
I just want to be able to be myself.
And that's what you should be able to be, and that's what I should be able to be. We both should be able to be ourselves. And living with someone, you don't have that option.
Do you think that's hard though? Do you think it's not an option?
Seems to not be. Look at all the trouble we're going through. Look at this whole conversation. It's about.
Well, I don't know. Can you let me be me, or do you think it's not possible? Or can I just tell you, hey, this is me, and you go, okay.
Sounds too simple to be good to be true, right?
I don't know. Like
this
Fran,
is me. Okay.
Well, Fran had that thing about math. This is really important, and I listened. It was like, okay.
Wait a minute, Fran had this thing what?
I told you.
Oh yeah, I thought you said math is really important, and I was thinking, why would Fran say math is important?
I shouldn't say that.
But what the thing is, I guess I don't know who you are, because you were you this past week, and it's just.
Well, there are things that I kind of hint you, like the porn I didn't want to do in front of you, but now I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to live with you long term, I got to be honest. So some things are coming out.
Well, I've known for years now that you have a porn addiction.
Yeah, but it never surfaced with us, and I never got antsy when you were around before. And then I figured, you know what? We're living together. I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna tippy-toe on.
And I did wonder, because I asked you the other day. I said, you don't have the opportunity to jerk off much because I'm always here, and I wondered if that was leading you to eat more. To substitute food for jerking off.
No, but it does be a little antsy. And I should just go to the bedroom. I'll just say, porn time, and go to the bedroom. And do my thing. Maybe that's the solution.
See, and that's another thing too. If we're being totally honest here, which I probably shouldn't do. I'm not going to do it now.
No, go ahead.
No, because it's like what I said to you.
No, come on.
When I said, what kind of type do you have? And you're like, I shouldn't say. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Come on. Nope, you're going to tell me. I'm not going to let you go.
Nope.
You're going to tell me. You're going to tell me.
No, because it's a complaint. It's actually not my. Not my place to say it.
Come on.
No, because it's a strike against the romance thing.
You're going to tell me.
It's a strike against the
It's going to come out sooner or later. Come on.
We'll save it for either when I'm drunk or pissed.
Come on.
Best of both worlds, both. I'm drunk and pissed. No, because it really isn't important. It really isn't.
Yes, it is.
It isn't.
Yes, it is.
Actually, it isn't.
It is.
It isn't. Nope.
It is.
Nope.
Come on.
It isn't.
Come on.
Nope. It was just something that. I was like, it's actually kind of funny.
I'll tell you what my type is if you tell me what the thing
It's one of those things that if I were a stand-up comedian, it would be a great bit. But in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter.
There's something about masturbation?
If you think about it, now that I think about it, yeah, probably. At the time, it didn't even occur to me. Didn't even occur to me till just now this conversation.
So it's something to do with my jacking off?
It wasn't initially, but now we can add that to it. Initially, it wasn't. Initially, it had nothing to do with jacking off at all. Nothing at all. But now that you mention it, that probably is a part of it. Probably is a part of it. It is kind of funny, actually.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's not nice, keeping a joke from your best friend.
Yeah, but the joke is on my best friend, or as a result of my best friend. So, and it might make you feel bad because it's certainly a judgmental thing.
You don't know. Go ahead.
It's a
And you have the right to not. Here's the thing. You have the right to not like things. No one has the right to tell you what you have to like and don't have to like. You have the right to not like things. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying don't judge the other person. It's like okay, it's like this girl who wrote me a Planet Fish. She wrote and said to me something like, you know, my title was looking for a lady, but then I put I'm not looking for biker chicks or people with tattoos, and she wrote back, a lady can't have a tattoo, and she got all kind of upset, you know. And it's like no, I didn't say they weren't ladies. I just said it wasn't my type. You know, I'm not passing judgment on you. I'm just saying that's not what I like. It's the same thing. You have the right to not like things. You're not passing judgment on me. You're just stating your personal preference, which is fine.
Okay, and that's exactly what the thing is. Like with all the digs I put on you, give to you, whatever, take at you. It's because those personal preferences. It's kind of like, here's the potential best boyfriend ever, except, oh my God, he does this, and he does this, and he does this, and he does this. It's, oh my God. And then you get a whole pile of preferences that are just...
Yeah.
And then you resent him for not being the best boyfriend that he has the potential to be.
But you're not going to change people. You got to.
And I don't want to change people. But that's it.
And that's the thing. Your preferences become judgments, I think.
Yeah, and you feel contempt and you feel resentment, and it's like, this could have been great, but for the fact he does this and he does that and he does the other, and I think it's natural for it to be judgment, because don't you think you're judgmental of those women? Because what kind of character? I mean, I'll admit it. A person with a tattoo is a questionable character.
But I think if you really love somebody, you don't act that way. Like, I don't act that way towards you. I think when you really love them, it's not that way. And that's probably what makes me think that maybe it's not a strong romantic relationship. But I think if you love someone, you look past those sorts of things. That's my own impression.
I think if there's one or two things, but when there's a whole fucking closet full of things, then it becomes a character. Don't you think that's a character thing?
I don't know. It depends on the issues, I suppose. If he kills animals and stuff like that, yeah, probably.
If he's, not conscientious, if he doesn't pay attention to detail, if he,
It depends. Detail to what?
Everything!
So
Anything.
And see, that's why I think you're exaggerating.
You pay attention to detail with your job and with math. And you used to pay attention to detail and be conscientious about my feelings in me. I can understand why you don't now, but it's just hard to make the transition to you going uphill. I'm going down to Florida.
I don't think I don't pay attention to everything. I think that's what I mean. I think it's just really harsh.
No, I wouldn't make a list because it would really hurt you. I could go through a standard day and make a list of, this drove me crazy, he didn't pay attention here, he didn't do it, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
But maybe it's not paying attention, maybe it's just your way, maybe it's the way that you think it should be done, but there's other ways of doing things. And your way isn't the only way, or even the best way. It's just your way.
There might be some of that. But there are like other things, and generally speaking, they're pretty much hygiene things. Pretty much, for the most part, it's hygiene stuff.
Our home is not a health hazard.
No, it's not. But it's and I'm not even that clean of a person, which is, I think that's why it worries me so much, because I'm really not that clean of a person. I mean, I didn't know Fran, but I would venture to guess that she might have been even a little bit more nitpicky than me.
She was a real germaphobe, yeah. She was very, very neat.
See, I'm not neat. And that's what worries me. Is like, I'm really not that neat.
There's a toilet and the hand washing and maybe the underwear in the bed.
Ah, ding, ding, ding! How did you guess that?
But I have to because the hemorrhoids act up in the middle of the night. I have to scratch it with something.
That was the one I was going to tell you because it's like you invited me in there, but it's like, could you at least put the...
And I tried to put it on
Put
my
it all in,
side.
yeah, because I woke up the other day and it was like I was almost literally in a sea of underwear. There was like 4 pairs of underwear all around me and I was like, where did this come from? How did this happen? Unloaded, I mean, there's shit stains and I'm like, oh my god. And then it just occurred to me now, oh, it's probably loaded with jizz too. That's why it keeps them in here. They're jizz rags.
No, actually, it's because when I go to bed, if my butt starts to scratch, I gotta itch it with something, and I can't use my hands. That's the only thing there is.
Which I understood that. You told me that before. But I would think if you're inviting a lady, and I use that term loosely, to share your bed with you, you think that you'd get the poo-poo pants away from her face. It's like
I try to put them on my side, but they move during the night. And if I'm tired, I'll do something and then put it someplace, and then I'll.
because I woke up and it was one of those dun 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 moments. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, I do.
I thought that would be a funny stand-up routine.
I do try to keep them on my side, but I realized that afterwards.
And it didn't occur to me until just now. Like, dual purpose, jizz rag too. So that was my stand-up routine. Funny thing. But I'll tell you the one other thing. Where you don't pay attention to detail. And I'm okay with the fallout on this because I know exactly what the fallout is going to be, and I'm fine with it. I feel really bad because it's going to hurt your feelings, but I'm fine with what's going to result from it.
Oh, that's good to know.
From now on, I'll do all the dishes.
It's up to you.
Okay.
I mean, I do my dishes fine, but...
No, you don't, and I've got pictures to prove it. I mean, it looks like you just run them under the water. That's it. I mean, there's still food all over them, caked on, and there's stains.
But I picked up things that you've done that also are like that. I hate to tell you. There have been plates occasionally that are like that.
Are you sure they were mine? Because generally when I eat, I won't even get stuff on the plate.
For a while, I was letting you do it exclusively. And then I started seeing stuff on the plates, and sometimes silverware had crap on it, and I thought, I'll just do mine.
If I do that again, let me know, because I really want to know, because generally when I eat, I try not to even get food on the plate, so I don't have to.
And usually I just eat out of the same things. I use that spoon in my big container. I don't use a lot of silverware, a lot of plates.
I mean, there are some things that we both have missed, like on the silverware, like further up the handle, or in the spatula is really hard to clean. But there have been plates that, I mean, I've gone to wash a plate and there's like cheese still caked on there. The one I cleaned yesterday had ketchup all over it. It looked like it didn't even make its way into the sink. It was like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That's weird. I usually try to do a good job because I know you're conscientious about that.
But if you catch me doing that again, tell me, because I really do want to know about that, because I am very conscientious about that.
I will, and I'll watch it too.
And I tried very hard to, even when I use a plate, to not get anything on there.
I'll do that job too. And that's important. That's important to have clean plates. I'm with you there.
Oh, especially with the ant situation.
Well, that's my beef with you. There was food all over the counter today. There were ants all over. I had to take
Where?
on the kitchen by the stove. I had to take a Clorox thing and wipe on all the food.
By the stove?
No, on the sink by the stove side, there was food all over and stains, and the ants were having a field day, so I had to take a Clorox.
That wasn't me. I don't make food over there. I only use the counter on right next to the stove, but on the fridge side, where I leave my cup and my thing. I don't make food over there.
But I had to take it, clean it up.
That wasn't me. I've cleaned up lots of stuff over there too, and I assumed it was you because it wasn't me.
And really, I should get into the habit of every night doing that. It's almost something that you have to do on a daily basis.
I did it yesterday. I wiped everything down with those Clorox wipes, and then I felt bad because I forgot to put the Clorox wipes away.
Yeah, that's something that we almost have to do on a daily basis in Florida.
I don't. I generally don't use the sink side at all, except for dishes, doing dishes.
Well, have we completed the airing of the grievances?
I suppose.
So we move on to the feats of strength. I could probably beat you there.
Yeah, I wouldn't win a wrestling match at this point. Back when I first challenged you to a duel, I would have won, but not now. You'd kick my ass. Although I've gained like 20 pounds, maybe I could just...
We never had that wrestling match.
That's what I mean, I gained like 20 pounds. I could, if I got you down, I could probably hold you there, but...
Festivus won't end until the feats of strength, George! Well, that was one of the better episodes.
That was a really good episode. How's your chest?
It feels okay now. Kruger! That's George's boss. I could watch that episode again. Oh yeah, you never saw The English Patient with Elaine. I gotta send you that. That was funny.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw it, but I don't remember because I want to say I've seen every episode. I think the last season or two, it started to really go downhill.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh.
Seinfeld episode, English Patient, Elaine. It's not working now, my voice thing.
Mine has been really off and on, and
Can't reach Google at the moment.
the other day, Google just wouldn't answer me.
Wow.
I kept saying, okay, Google, and it wouldn't answer. So I said, fuck you, Google. And it said, uh-oh, is something wrong?
That's funny. English Patient, there we go. I guess it's kind of slow.
I wonder if it's an internet thing, because both Google and Bixby have been having trouble answering me, and it'll say no connection. Can't connect or something like that. Oh, my ear itches.
Yeah, I guess you can't get the whole thing.
If you even just show me a little clip, I'll tell you if I saw.
Oh, here it is, supposedly. I kind of doubt that that's the whole thing. A lot of times they lie.
Yeah,
this
requires
video
payment to
requires
watch.
payment. You piece of shit. Well, yeah, this is the main part.
For all those Oscars.
Oh, come on, Blaine. I mean, look at the poster for Sack Lunch.
It's a family in a brown paper bag.
Don't you want to know how they got in there? Oh, sold out.
2 for the English Patient.
So do you think they got shrunk down, or is it just a giant sack? What is everyone talking about? The English Patient. It's so romantic. God, that movie stunk.
I kind of like it.
No, you didn't. Elaine, did you just see The English Patient?
Didn't you love it?
No. How could you not love that movie? How about it sucked? That may mean I would give up my firstborn for him. He's getting the short end of that stick. I went for Sack Lunch. It's good, right? Yeah, good. Hey, what are you guys doing here? We just saw The English Patient again.
It's even better the second time.
They make it longer? Hey,
Elaine. I don't know if I can be with someone who doesn't like The English Patient.
It's just a stupid movie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, Lane. Let's go.
Enjoy sack lunch.
I will. Rough night? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. My boyfriend dumped me. My friends, who I don't even like, they won't talk to me, all because I don't like that stupid English Patient movie. Really? I thought it was pretty good. Oh, come on. Good? What was good about it? Those sex scenes. I mean, please. Give me something I can use. Well, I liked it. You forgot about my piece of pie. Hello? You know, sex in a tub. That doesn't work.
Another productive meeting. By the way, I saw that English Patient film last night. It was extraordinary.
Oh, yes. It was so romantic. It ravished me.
What did you think?
Well, actually, I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you whether I liked it or whether it really sucked.
You haven't seen it? That's it. Drop everything. We're going right now.
Elaine, I hope you're watching the clothes because I can't take my eyes off the station.
No, I can't do this anymore. I can't. It's too long. Quit telling your stupid story about the stupid desert and just die already. Die.
Elaine, you don't like the movie?
I hate it. I'll go to hell.
Why didn't you say so in the first place? You're fired.
Great. I'll wait for you outside.
He's gonna fire you.
Well, the only way I could talk him out of it was that I agreed to go and visit the Tunisian desert.
Tunisia?
That's where they filmed the movie. It's supposed to inspire me.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
I have to live in a cave.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, just one moment. We'll be showing our feature presentation. No. The comedy hit Sack Lunch, starring Dan Nicole. Great. Oh, this is shaping up.
Excuse me, please.
Oh, sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, because we have been exploited by your magic pancake restaurants, we are hijacking this plane to Cuba. Everyone stay in your seats and shut that movie off.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my god.
You never saw that one?
Never saw that one. Never saw
I
that
don't
one.
know if I can be with someone that doesn't like the English
It's
Patient.
so funny. It's usually the other way around. Usually it's like, oh, this is so wonderful. And the guy's like, how could you stand it? I'm exactly like the whole thing. I'm like, how
Give me
could
something I can
anyone-
use.
Yeah, if you're gonna give me a sex scene, give me something I can use. I mean, that's not a sex scene. Oh my god. And would you shut up about the fucking desert and die already? Just die. Oh, I didn't find anything good about that movie.
No, me neither. I don't think I even saw it all the way through.
I don't think I did either. As a matter of fact, I know I didn't see it all the way through. Hey, you want to see something interesting? Because this is driving me crazy.
Oh.
Go in my bathroom for a minute. My hair is falling out at such a rate.
Wow.
Look at just standing here and brushing my teeth in the past couple of days. All this hair is falling out.
Wow.
Just when I sit down and pee, all this hair is falling out. Masses of hair. Look at all this, like in a day. This is just from brushing my teeth over 2 days. That's from pee over 2 days. It's masses of my hair.
It makes me feel bad. Maybe I'm bad for you. Make you so stressed out. That's not good.
Well, this whole situation has been pretty stressful, but that's why I wanted to have the house meeting. Because if we can figure some shit out, maybe the stress will go away.
I'm hoping so too. I'm just hoping it's just. I think there's a lot of things. You know, a lot of things have changed for both of us. Neither one of us are in our home place. You know.
I agree. I had a pee too.
So sorry, so sorry, boom. Do, do, do. Just your average, everyday, ordinary dude. Driving with my baby to get her in the mood. Do, 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 do.